What did I just do to my arm? I, I, I stretched it out. How the fuck am I alive?
Every day we stray further away from God. Okay. Okay. You answer that one, Chief. Yeah. Okay, I think everything should be working now.
Let's see.
Okay, good. You're not fucking echoing.
What, you're telling me 2 of my voice is bad? Come on.
I should have asked you to do the just ask us the question only the real ninja would know. It's like, what's my favorite show? Fuck you. Just shoot you both.
I feel like a lot of people would do that.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I have a very punchable face and a, like, annoying voice.
Join the club. We got jackets.
Yeah, well, you get minority privilege. You can go on a hate crime.
Minority privilege. I get to go on hate crime for a month. If that, you know?
Most of the time, I don't even know I can do a hate crime. Dude, it's super funny, right? Like, I look at the autistic subreddit. I didn't know Autism Awareness Month happened. And neither did anyone.
Oh my god.
I don't think there's anything better to exemplify the problem with Awareness Month
Trust
than that.
Trust no one, not even yourself.
I literally didn't know it happened until the day after it ended.
Apparently, I mean, if you want to, like, go for a minority, apparently being a virgin is a minority now?
Yeah!
What the Oh my god, you were excited on that. They're calling it demisexual, which is basically the whole definition of demisexual is basically someone who abstains from sex until they find someone who they want to have sex with. Basically being asexual until you're not. And I'm thinking like that's literally just being
an incel with extra steps.
I was like, that's being in a relationship. You don't fuck people or you don't go in, like with someone until you find somebody you like. And I'm just like, why don't you just change the definition to I don't thirst for fictional or real life people until I find someone that actually gets my motor running. Like
Right.
that would fucking suffice.
I'm only jokingly demisexual because I joke about having sex with.
I mean, I identify as demisexual. I mean, this entire time I've been saying that I'm just a virgin, but I guess that's a little too like much for this world.
We have to make it something special. That way we can feel identified with by others.
You have to do the push his glasses up to face. You have to feel special so that we can feel identified.
Special. I'm chewing gum, so I can't do it. Well, actually, worst part is my list makes that even more annoying.
I mean, I haven't been questioning. I just thought that was just the quality of your mic.
No, wait, hold on, wait.
This entire time, I just thought your mic was just like, oh, okay.
You thought my mic just like the quality of it made S's sound like extra like THY?
Yeah, I didn't know you had like a lisp or anything like that. I was just
dude. I mean, you did better than I did. I didn't know I had a lisp for like 10 years.
Oh. Oh, that reminds me. Did I ever tell you about the time I got my wisdom teeth removed?
No.
So, have you gotten wisdom teeth removed?
No, but I know one of my friends did earlier this year. Mine haven't come in yet.
Ah, okay. Yeah, but you want to get them out as early as possible. But, it was around, yeah, because my dad got them out when he was, like, in his 50s.
God damn.
Yeah, or so. Like, it was, like, years after he should have, and yeah, that was a day and a half for him, to say the least. But I got them, like, they were starting to come in when I was like around 18, and they were like, all right, so we want to get them out as early as possible. If we do it now, it won't be as much of a problem going later down the line. And then they were like looking through my x-rays, and then they were also looking at my mouth, and were like, okay, so we notice under your tongue, there is, like, some tissue that is restraining it, which absolutely there should be, but it's like, for some reason, it's restraining it even more than normal. Like, because before, like, to give you a mental image, picture, like, a cat sort of peering its head sort of out of a hole, but it's just, like, a little bit. Like, that's how far I can stick my tongue out. And essentially, it was like, he was like, all right, so while we're going in, taking out the wisdom teeth, I'll tell you what, we will just snip a part of that tissue and stitch it up while we're working on your wisdom teeth, and your tongue should be able to stick out like normal. And I'm just like, and my only question was like, so I'm going to be put under when I do this, right? It's like, yes, absolutely. I'm so like, well, I mean, I'm already going to be in a world of pain for a week or so, I don't know. So, yeah, why not? Fuck it. And I went through with it. Could not eat anything for a good 3 days. Like,
God!
I could not because usual thing, you can't really eat solids or anything with just while you're recovering. But
yeah,
like, I couldn't move my tongue at all. Like, anytime I moved, it was like, yeah. You ever get like to give you an image? You ever get like a paper cut? Imagine that just under your tongue. Yeah, it would hurt.
That's awful.
Yeah, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. And by the time the week was up, though, my God, like, it was like, to give you a better image of that cat. Now, instead of a cat peering its head out, now a cat has half its body just, like, hanging outside of the hole. That's how far my tongue could go. Just, bleh.
My friend Carthen, she got her wisdom teeth removed earlier this year. She had like 6 of them.
6?
Yeah, she had like 6 fucking wisdom teeth.
Oh my God. Like,
yeah, no, one of them was like melted into another. It's fucking weird.
Teeth are weird. Teeth are whack. Fuck it.
Dude, fucking tell me about it. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but one of my canines is more up front than the others.
Oh, yeah, I know how that feels. Dude, when I was, like, younger, I forget this was I was, like, 7 or 8, like, one of my baby teeth just refused to let go, so one of my adult teeth coming in was just like, well, if you're not gonna move, then I will, and then just started messing up one of my gums and pushing out forward. Legit, like, if I were to take a picture of my teeth, you would see one of the gums just being, like, kind of, it looks like something just cut out of it. Legit, the dentist had to go in, remove the baby teeth, push the adult tooth forward, and cut off the gum.
Yeah, I don't remember when I realized that like that cannon was up. I don't remember if it was like that before I had my baby teeth removed, which
Hmm.
I had to have like 3 baby teeth removed in 8th grade because I was a
Oh.
very late bloomer.
Yeah, I was kind of the same. I was the same way as well. I don't remember how many, but I remember they had to remove, I think, most of my bottom and top row of baby teeth because they just were not coming out.
Yeah, same
So
here.
I went to
It was-
school once and I horrified out the kids with like, you've watched Invader Zim, right?
Yes.
It's like
That's
it was that Gris scene. I got chocolate bubble gum, and he just opened his mouth. And it's just nothing but like drool and all that. You can't see teeth. It was just that.
Oh god. I'm just very happy that 8th grade is when I was in COVID classes, so no one fucking see me.
Yeah.
Which, looking back, how the fuck did I survive those? Dude, like, when I tell you, right, all the classes felt like a blur,
Mhm.
I remember, like, 5 days at most. That shit was nothing to me.
I legitimately, I feel like I have lost more, and I'm gonna say this, and I want you to hear me out. I feel like I've lost more brain cells than I could ever count in my life because I have been put under, I think honestly, far too many times than I should.
The anesthesia is
Yeah,
getting to you.
I I forget when it was, but I legit, like, I was put under at one point, and I was just, it was on nitrous at one time, and it was just so high. I think I call it like Anastasia or sometime. Like, it was something weird, and my dad was just laughing. It's just like, okay, so I think you mean to say when you were under anesthetic or anesthesia, you were like Anastasia, and I want you to know.
Yeah, that was that fucking Disney movie. You're crazy. The one with Doc Brown. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Like a joke. I legitimately took a picture of myself, sent him my friend, and it's like caption this, and it was just like when you're trying to go to sleep with that 5-minute blunt keeping you high as fuck.
Oh my god, what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna fucking say.
I would just I don't think I've been under anesthesia, so make it out what you will.
I haven't either yet. Don't worry, give me enough time. Enough blunt force fucking trauma to the head, and I can tell you what it's like.
I just say anytime I think about anesthesia, I just think of that fucking YouTube skit of nap time. You ever seen that?
No.
There's you can go watch it now, but it's just like a fake advertisement for nap time where it's just like it's this like spray bottle and you put it onto a cloth and put it up to your child's cry hole for like 5 to 8 seconds and they knock out. And it's just like they have this demonstration of like the chemical just knocking out more of your brain cells, and then they have an actual doctor look at the back of it and it's just like, this is chloroform.
We found him, the 1 out of 10 doctors.
That motherfucker.
He knows too much.
Oh fuck! I got
1 out of 10 doctors is Faust.
Nah, he's number 11. He's off of the scale, honestly.
True.
So
11 out of 10 doctors, because he's tall enough to make up for them.
Now, Baldhead, he's pure. Now, he's one of the 9, absolutely.
Yeah. So last week was such a fucking. I fucking hated last week, dude. Oh my god, it was just. So I got finished with my finals last week, and like, it was like fine, but it was heading back was a fucking pain in the ass because like, I headed back and I was taking the train back to where I need to go, And the train was out of service, and at first I'm thinking, oh, alright, this happens, so it's just like, it's whatever. There's another train coming in like 5 minutes, it's just gonna loop around. Fuck it, I'll take it. So I take that, and I get to the last stop, and it just stops. And it's just like, some drunk dude comes on, he's saying some shit, I'm not even fucking attention. He's trying to get my attention, I'm just not bothering. So cops come on, I'm thinking, well, dude's making a ruckus, like, he'll be taken away, whatever. And he gets off. Cops are still on the train, and they're trying to get my attention. I'm like, is there something I did? Or, so I'm just like, I asked him, like, is there something wrong? It's like, yeah, this train's out of service. And I'm just like, this just got to the end of the station. Yeah, I know, you have to get on the other one. I'm just like, alright. So I get on the other one, and that same old dude, he's like fucking drunk out of his mind, like, he just comes on the train, starts shit, and he just starts beefing with other people, and I'm just like, you know what? Get to the other end of the train. If shit goes down, I can just fucking bolt, and, you know, just like, I'm not just stuck between this dude or anything. I'm just like, I don't fucking care. Get to the other end of the train. Some dude is just fucking beating it off. Not even, like, subtle about it. Not even in a corner. He's, like, in just the middle row, beating it off, and, like,
shit.
Yeah, just like, he's not even looking at anybody. He's just beating. I'm just like, okay, you know what? Like 2 minutes before train takes off, so I'm like, you know what? There's another car right next door. And I'm just like, I'll take that one. And next car. I mean, there's another drunk dude, but he's the kind of drunk where it's like he's about to like go to sleep, kind of drunk. So I'm like, it could be worse. I could be with that other asshole. And then there's like this nice old couple. And the train takes off. About 2 stops in, the train is crowded. I'm like, okay. And some people are starting to smoke. And it's just like, I'm used to it. But then some people start smoking like, it's not just like cigarettes or weed. Some people start smoking actual meth. And I'm just like, for fuck's sake. And I'm just trying to get home. And then some people start beefing, start putting up bets. Some fat asshole, like, is just holding up the train with, I'm not kidding, he just holds up the train with his ass. And some old junkie is holding up the train. And this goes on for like 7 minutes. And I'm just like, I just want to fucking get home. So I get off the train, I'm like, fuck it, get on the next train. I don't care, it'll come in like 10, 20 minutes, I don't care. And then it's just like, I get on the there's a third car, and it opens its door, and it's just like, nobody's in this one, I'll take it. And the train's not moving for another 5 minutes. And then, like, by the time the conductor calls the cops, all of a sudden that fat ass and that, like, old junkie are just, like, running off. Gee, I wonder why. And then it was just like, no one's really on the train or anything, and then finally at some point it takes off, and I'm just like, okay. 3 stops later, some dude in a hoodie gets on, sits a couple seats away from me. I'm just minding my own business. Dude pulls out a piece of fucking aluminum and starts burning it and smoking it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I'm just like, if this shit does not get me home soon, I am going to flip my brick. I'm going to flip some bricks. I'm going to fucking, like, I'm going to end something. Something's life ends with me. And, like, at some point, though, the train takes off, and all those guys get off, and, oh my god, it's just, like, at some point, like, the only thing that's happening of note is, like, some dude is just selling some clothes to a lady who's just, like, needs some clothes, and I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. But, yeah, dude, I'm talking to my folks, and I'm just like, dude, if I can find a job by this month, can you help me look for a fucking car, because I can't deal with this shit anymore. Like, because, mind you, like, if that sounds uncomfortable and everything, I deal with that shit on a daily basis. The only difference is, or on not a daily basis, a weekly basis. The only difference is, it's 1 or 2 things at a time. But just not all of that, not all of them. Like, having all of that happen all at once, I'm just like, my limit is being hit. and at this point, I'm just fine with
I am
getting
at
caught.
my limit.
Honestly, it kind of sounds like you had like a whole week's worth of shit happen like in one train ride there.
Literally. Like,
I mean, I don't know how often you see fucking train beaters or whatever you want to call them, but
I mean, you get close to midnight, I mean, just some wild people. You get some people who just do not
12 a.m. is a wild time.
It is,
I know
though.
this is like the most. I know this is like the faintest praise I can manage, but I don't know. At least the cops were chill, from what you said.
Like the cops. I mean, it's like just. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm light skinned, but they didn't give me shit.
Fair enough.
Not enough racial profiling.
Though at the same time, they were also dealing with some like fucking drunk dumbass who's just giving people shit. So maybe just someone going, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that this train wasn't moving," and just being cooperative is probably like, well, could have been worse.
I mean, fair enough. You're dealing with like 3 or 4 junkies there. At least none of them try to, start anything with you. Like, it was annoying, but it was like you're just kind of. It's like you were watching a movie in that, but it was just affecting your real life as well, And you're needing to move like different screens in that throughout it. Or something like that. I don't know. How about you, Ninja? How's your week been?
So Monday I was late to school. I slept through my fight.
Can relate.
Tuesday, it's like I've the week itself hasn't been great, but yesterday was a really good day. I went out. I've recently been just like going out in the woods with one of my friends from my old school, and I've been trying to get into like going to the gym recently.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just like last like weeks have been decent, I'd say.
Alright.
Yeah, no, that's good. No, that's good. Good to start getting to that, like, I don't know, just as soon as possible, I guess. Just
you wait,
Well, I mean-
motherfuckers. In a year, I won't be a twink anymore.
yeah, you'll be a twonk at that point, I guess.
Yeah, twunk.
Oh. Like,
It goes from
side
it goes
with minus a whole foot and a half.
it goes Twinkie, Twink, and then Twonk.
The fuck's
You
a
don't talk about when you get
twinkie?
You don't talk when you get to twonk though with a U.
What about twank?
If you're talking about tween, it's a twink.
We don't talk about Twinks.
Is that like the
Get involved with those twankers.
Twank is my word.
And if they're really greasy, they're an oil twanker. Well, we're making up a whole mythology here, aren't we?
Homophagy or whole new form of like racism. Or whatever we can as in this instance. Is this how Game Freak comes up with Pokemon?
I mean, you say that. I don't think there's been an oil tanker Pokemon yet. There
We
was
have
a car one
car.
in Gen 9.
Yeah, we have a car.
Hey, they're bringing back Mega Evolution, so maybe.
I want to see a Garbodor evolution or
Are they
Mega.
actually bringing back Mega Evolution?
Yeah, Pokemon Legends.
Seemingly, yeah.
the-
For the next game, yeah. It's like Pokemon Legends ZA or ZA.
Zed.
Pokemon Legend Zaza?
People have made that joke, honestly. So you're not
I
wrong.
would not be surprised. It's a very easy
Yeah,
joke to
like-
make.
But yeah, it's set in Kalos again, so that's obviously the region that introduced that. And yeah, at the end of the teaser trailer for it, it has like the Mega Evolution symbol there. I think they confirmed it in like interviews, I want to say. Or just some stuff in that, I don't know. It's pretty much confirmed to come back, which, woo. And dare I say, who?
Oh, that reminds me. I checked out Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Oh,
Yeah, fair dues. Did you play much of it, or just like
Okay. I
like
got
10
I
minutes or
got
something?
past the I think a good say to say the prologue. I made it past the like time skip and then the like the gunshot scene.
okay. So yeah, you're
Okay,
you're
yeah. So
now
you,
like chapter 1
uh,
official.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Arakawa tried to murder you. Good to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, no,
will
you
say
enjoying
this,
it so
right?
far? I know it's like prologue stuff, but you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it's very much a game where it's just like play at my own leisure because it's just like it's fun, but
Mhm.
it's just like I can't really see myself unless like I decide to stream it. It's not where something I can see myself playing in one go.
Don't
Yeah. Oh no,
worry.
absolutely. No,
I
like
got the
every
game
Yakuza game's like that.
Yeah.
I
For
got
the
the
love of
game
God,
like
do not.
3 years
Sorry.
ago, and I only recently started playing it again.
Yeah, like it's a
But
it's a game where do not rush through it. I would say, just go through your own
yeah,
leisure, just play your stuff,
Yeah.
and do what you want to. That's basically how all the games work, basically.
as someone who's played most of the games, I recently started playing 3 and I need to continue playing 6.
Yeah.
Those games can be long. All right, there's
Yeah.
no issue with like taking your time on them.
Yeah, I could definitely tell. I think I think there is some humor to be had where it's just like I'm so used to like RPGs where it's just like party members are like so attractive and everything and so flawless, and then you have like this just
You have a
tired
dachi.
Fucking Eric Andre smooth.
the Eric Andres move, and then you have like some like big overweight dude who's like a detective, and then you have like a back,
Yeah.
and then you have like a homeless like nurse.
Hobo. Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking.
like
But how
the main
dare
three
you.
partners you get are all at least 40 in that game.
How dare
they're all
you say
they're all boomers.
How
Nearly.
dare you say Adachi is not the definition of sex god?
I mean, have you heard that? I mean, have you heard that voice?
Sorry,
So,
it's just you're saying Adachi, and I can't help but think of Persona.
I know. Yeah. No.
I
No.
know.
Wait.
Him as well, but
Do you ever see that Always Sunny edit clip with like Persona
Yeah.
4? It's just like the fucking Adachi is just like
the implication.
just you said that a few times. Are you gonna hurt? I would never hurt these women. Why would I hurt women? Oh my god.
I knew exactly what you're talking about,
Yeah.
and I love it. But like rank up level 3.
Yeah, but it's just like old lady gets off of the elevator. Oh, don't look like me like that. You wouldn't be in any danger. So they are in danger.
Patience.
Okay, that sounds dark. Oh, yeah.
I saw that and I couldn't stop fucking laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, go through it. Go through it as we said, your own pace. Enjoy it.
Yeah. I definitely don't hate it. It's just it's very much is. It is also interesting seeing it from like the lens of someone who has been in like just been inside for over like a decade and almost 2 decades, and them just getting accustomed to stuff like the scene with like the overly dramatic dude like teaching him how to use the smartphone.
Oh yeah, Ogata.
Oh god.
Yeah.
It's very interesting things to look at
Yeah.
because you don't really get many stories of that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Not even Yakuza 1, which Kiryu in that game was in jail for 10 years. He doesn't even get as much of a whiplash as Ichiban does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the kind of the irony with it is that Ichiban basically was out of commission for like the entirety of like all the games that Kiryu was in, because
Yeah.
obviously went to jail before after Kiryu did, got out like well after he'd stopped being a protagonist. Well, kind of, but you know what I mean. And yeah,
Look, alright.
it honestly, it does really help it make like a really good starting point as well, because obviously you play the other games and you have the context of what's led up to it, but if you've not played it, then it helps you better get into how Ichiban's feeling throughout
Yeah,
all of it,
you're in
'cause
the same
he
position.
doesn't have a
as
fucking clue what's
Ichiban.
happened.
Yeah.
You both don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, it's basically in the same on the same level of like I guess nowadays, like Persona 3 Reload, where it's like, if you have played Persona 1 and 2, and the other games and whatnot, like, all of this is just, like, nothing of this is new information or anything, but if you haven't, I mean, like, hey, Persona 3 Reload is a good, like, starting point.
Yeah, or I guess, like, if I was talking narratively, I guess kind of like Persona 2, since obviously we never got Innocent Sin when that came out there, which is part 1, basically. We only got, like, Eternal Punishment, obviously. But that kind of, obviously, you know, they were referring to stuff that happened in Innocent Sin, so kind of created this, oh, damn, this has been going on, this thing's been going on for a while, you know, there's this whole other story that we don't know about, so kind of creates a bit of mystery through that, just kind of by, I guess, process of ignorance, I guess, of not knowing what's happened. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know, I understand you. I'm just a little distracted by the fact that you have apparently a devilish second echo now.
Okay, yeah, you can't really see that on the stream.
I don't hear it.
So yeah, that one. Oh wait, the echo, right? I don't know why it was doing that. I'll try just.
At that very second, you're going to talk about his fucking icon, which is Jeremy
that's
Kramer.
what he was talking about. Yeah.
Oh.
That's Jeremy Kramer, I think, from fucking Seinfeld, and also world-renowned racist.
Hey Jerry, I'm gonna say the N-word in front of a bunch of black people.
I just want to stress for the record, I picked it because it was a meme, and I thought the picture looked funny.
I mean, no one on the stream's gonna see it. It's just Eggman.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, on
Okay,
stream
yeah,
it's
fair enough.
Eggman, but let it be known that on Discord, this motherfucker's icon is Jeremy Kramer with glowing white eyes from that one fucking meme template with the red room.
Well, you know what they say. What happens on Discord stays. Oh god, it's been leaked.
Alright, guys.
So we need to blow up the Earth.
This is bad. We need to leave the Earth now. Hey, now it can't be that bad.
Hey.
Now the Dragon Balls can't fit.
The Discord server messages
leak. Vegeta, we have to blow up the Earth.
It's either gonna be that or it's like the fucking meme template of, I think it's like the Nazi movie or whatever. The guy.
Which one? Which one?
Oh, the famous
Yeah.
Hitler meme.
Yeah. Are we allowed to say that on live? Are we?
I mean,
TOS.
we've seen worse. We've said worse.
We have said words.
Mr.
But not
if my look my Mr. Look man, if my heritage falls to Nazis.
I thought you were gonna make the
Oh
apparition.
no, who are we gonna offend? The Nazis?
Oh, who the fuck am I offending? The Nazis? That is still my favorite line to this fucking day.
I thought for a second.
It is a great line.
I thought you were gonna talk about the time that I forgot that Australia had more than convicts. You're gonna reference that?
I mean, if you want to get historical about it, then it was literally
Which
made
I
up of
would
British
say-
people that got shoved out of the way there.
To which I would say, blame my North American education. I ain't wrong.
You're not.
It's
incorrect.
funny how I didn't get anything regarding YouTube for that, but me making the joke about like smug and everything and her size, apparently that's enough to get a community guideline strike.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I got a
Oh,
community
yeah, there was
guideline strike for that shit, making a joke at her height. And apparently, like,
Yeah,
I had to, like, write in context for that shit, and it got removed, though. But still, it's just, like, kind of see your priorities there, YouTube.
Oh, wait, yeah, I remember. I remember
Yeah.
now. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And of all things we've said on the streams, throughout all the streams and that's
That.
the thing that gets picked up as something that they take is too far.
A joke taken out of context.
You
And if
tell
all
the
the jokes
listener,
taken out of
they're like,
context, that.
The like least offensive one.
It's not like you start singing the Oompa Loompa songs or anything. I don't think it's that big a deal.
I could do an error test here. You know, I hate. You know what? You know what I do? I hate women. You want to know why I hate women? I hate women because they're taking all the men away from me. I want more men to myself. I hate women for taking all the men. I hate women and gay people for taking all the men away from me. I'm gonna be like Kuro.
What about the bisexuals?
I hate them 50% of the time. 50% of the time, I hate them all the time.
I
What
have mixed
about-
opinions on the bisexuals.
What about pansexual?
I
I'm
hate
more of a
them.
bisexual man myself.
They keep ruining my non-stick skillet.
They can't just pick one and be happy with it, you know. Just they're too open-minded. They're so selfish. Fuck them. Not like that.
Oh, but I will. Man, I can't wait for, the day that, like, I'm interviewing for a job, and all of a sudden, they find this video,
Mhm.
or anything else, and they go, explain this.
So in context,
You're just in court. You're just in court, and it's just like, and that if your
Your Honor.
heritage falls to Nazi, so can I. Is this something you find funny, Mr. Ninja? At the
Your Honor.
time.
I am German. Death.
I mean, it depends on which court I go to. They might find that pretty cool. We have you on record saying, quote, fuck those bagel eaters in the back.
The jury finds this defendant pretty cool.
Not guilty. You're now part of the stand.
He's a ninja. He's one of the boys.
You said that like fucking Seymour Skinner.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing.
That wasn't intentional.
Say, "What the
he's one of
boys?"
Are the children out of touch, or am I? No, it's the children's fault.
No, it's the children's fault.
Then she what the fucking principal of my old school was like, I'm pretty sure. I remember, I don't feel like... Did I ever tell you about the time my brother got called down to the office for vaping one time?
For what?
For vaping.
Vaping.
Right?
I thought you said bathing. I'm like, what? Oh, right, it's Ohio.
What?
I'm like, oh, right, it's Ohio.
Oh.
Which-
Fuck, no, I'm not
I mean,
bathing in the rivers around here. I'd fucking die. I'd get a venereal.
Oh, I didn't say anything about the river. I just said you got, like, I just thought you say your brother got in trouble for bathing. I was just like, welcome to Ohio, I guess?
Yeah, no, we're
Toledo, Ohio.
corn from the corn plants. You thought that an ear of corn was edible? Nah, that's a fucking egg.
I don't like the freaking bathwater that turns the freaking frogs gay!
But no, my brother got called down to, he wasn't a superintendent or principal. He might have been, like, the vice principal or something, but he's also, like, a fucking football coach.
Yeah.
Mind you, his name is Coach Cummins. Spelled the way you think it is.
No worries, Officer Douche. It's Officer Douche, sir.
Alright, that is spelled Cummins. Coach Cummins.
Okay, get
And-
class. Will that be all then, Mr. Dumbass?
But he got
Dumas.
tossed there.
I want to be reversed, honestly. Is it Mr. Dumas? It's dumbass, sir. No, Mr. Dumbass.
But he got called
it's
down there
Dumas.
for vaping, and when he got down there, he goes, "I get it, right? You know, I have these urges." Well, he opens his fucking drawer. He has a fucking bottle of alcohol.
Oh my god, that's so. It's like the fucking real life moment. Do you ever see Real Life?
No.
So in the beginning, like, okay, the whole context is it's like a middle-aged dude who just like regresses back into a teenager and gets to like live his life just as a teenager. But the thing is, it's just like he has to like have the teacher inspect his bag. It's just like, excuse me, what am I holding? And he's holding like a pack of cigarettes. It's just like, wait, no, I swear, those are mine. I bought them out of habit. Wait, shit.
You know, just imagine, right? Like one of the higher up
like staff at my school just goes, I get it. I got a bottle of Jack Daniels. Actually, just tapped out his
Jesus,
drink.
brother, what are you doing? Crack. I'm just saying, man. If you're gonna do it, just be less obvious. All right. I get it.
That's my other brother, but instead of crack, it's weed.
What the fuck?
I just
What?
I just imagine the fucking conversation that you're really having with the staff, and the staff just going, "Look, I get it, man. You get hooked once, and then all of a sudden you're addicted, and then you meet your wife in that way, and then everything, and then you get married, have kids, and then you just start to wonder where the hell your life went upside down, and then you decide, oh man, I gotta divorce her, and then you catch her cheating on next door neighbor, and then she hands you divorce papers, and you gotta go out and sleep on a futon. Am I right? And your brother just going, You know what's amazing? You're 100% wrong. I mean, nothing of what you said has been right.
Okay, but like you were kind of right about that. So there were two teachers who were married at my school,
I miss her a lot.
and they both cheated on each other, and they got divorced. And they both still teach at the same school.
They used to date. Oh no, yeah. Hatsu chose accounts to mess with her. Their breakup is literally the cornerstone of our lore. I just love pickup trucks and footballing. God, I'm such an alpha.
Like straight fucking up. They both cheated on each other with different teachers.
In the same school.
I'm not gonna lie though. The female kind of a baddie. All right, the female teacher, she kind of fucking hot. Dude, fucking everyone was thirsting after her. It's just so fucking weird, right? Mind you, this all happened within the span, like those two, like in their shit happened within the span of a year.
Okay, I was like, that's believable. I was like, in the span of a day. I'm like, what the fuck?
Like it all happened within the span of like a summer, dude. Like one, like at the end of freshman year, they're together. Sophomore year. My brother has a couple stories from shit that he did.
Mm-hmm.
There was one final one, I guess, is there was this teacher who his name is Mr. Amon. He's a world history teacher, right? He looked like he came out of the fucking Cretaceous time period. And my brother and his friends at the time all called him Sully. Because this motherfucker hunched over like Sully from fucking Monsters, Inc. And one day, right, class is about to start. Sully's standing outside the door waiting for people, to get into the class. And my brother has like an empty water bottle. He decides to throw it. It bounces off of the door frame, hits this motherfucker in the back of the head. He immediately rushes into the room going, "Who the fuck threw that?" Everyone knew what my brother did. Everyone knew. No one said a goddamn word.
Let me guess, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but let me guess, most of his class is black.
No, we don't have black people here. We only have white people.
Oh, wow! White people are even stealing that from black people.
Nah, they're also high ones. But I think we established this.
Dude, there's like 5 minorities at my school. Tops. But, at that school. But, everyone knew, right? Mm-hmm. No one said a goddamn word. He's over here fuming. And...
Alright, then I guess everyone threw the bottle at me.
Yeah, no. And I just imagine, like, my brother's over here, like, shitting himself. And, that wasn't the only thing they did to piss him off. They all cheated. Because they all took sign language. So you can guess what they did. On tests and shit. They would conspicuously sign answers, and he'd all go, "I know you're fucking cheating. I don't know how, but I know."
Oh yeah, prove it.
Oh my god.
My fucking brother was a legend, dude. Fuck that old bitch. I had him for freshman year, and he's so fucking boring. He's so fucking boring.
There was an incident, it's not on that level, it's actually kind of fucked up, but there was an incident back when I was in high school, no, it was middle school, and it was an absolute fucking cunt.
Most of us were.
Yeah. But what happened was, essentially, and I don't think anybody actually said this, but I was late for one of my classes, and I was running, and I wasn't really looking where I was going. It was like I was 15 minutes late for class, so everyone was in, like, their classes. Nobody was going. I wasn't really looking where I was going. Teacher, out of nowhere, middle of an intersection in the hallway, is just looking at papers. I immediately headbutt into their stomach. And, yeah, oh god, it was fucking bad. They were, like, just keeled over. And here's the thing, it was caught on cameras. Like, legitimately, they saw my face. Nobody said a thing. Nobody said a thing. And it was just like, all I could do was apologize, and it was just like, I left from my class, and it's just like, I didn't hear anything. There wasn't any, like, call to come to the office or anything. There was nothing. And then the only thing I heard that was left was, like, we were signing a get well soon card, and I was just like, it was just like, I don't know what that teacher is, but it's just like, it was one of those moments where it was just, on one hand, I feel so bad for what happened, but on the other hand, I am so confused as to why the fuck did I get away with that shit.
There's
I mean, I'm guessing the teacher was a nice person, or just, they realized it was an accident. They're probably expecting you.
Teacher was Canadian.
I mean,
that's sort of
yeah, I imagine they weren't going with the expectation that you were trying to headbutt them in the stomach.
There was
Unless we just didn't take you lucky.
There was a story not too long ago from, like, a school district near mine, where apparently some kid got high off some shit, right? And, like, fucking beat a fucking teacher into, like, bad. It was fucked up, dude. Like, it was like PCP, I think he was high on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, it was fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
That teacher, I think they might have went into a coma.
Oh.
Jesus.
Fuck.
That's not fun.
Dude,
Well,
I don't know if I told this, but I got clocked, like, twice in the face in middle school. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, dude, like, fucking just clocked me twice in the face, and from my perspective, he just fell back. It wasn't until, like, I got taken to the nurse, I had to talk to, like, the school security, and I got to go home early, that I talked to my friends, and it was just like, I told him from my perspective, like, no, dude, the fucking teacher tackled that kid. Like, I was just like, wait, what? It was just like, yeah, like, the teacher saw everything go down, saw you get clocked twice, and immediately just fucking tackled them. And, like, it was funny to me looking back, because I was like, it should be obvious, but I have been hit more times in my life than I can count. And honestly, it was like,
the chicken code.
you joke, but that's basically what happened. But it was like,
I saw that clip earlier. It's all I could think of.
yeah. But it was like, I didn't want to say, like, legit, when it happened, I didn't cry or anything. I was legit like, oh, I got fucking hit. Well, on my way to the nurse's office. That was all I could think of. It was just, it must have been confusing as fuck for my friends, because it was like, they saw that go down, immediately me standing still for about 5 seconds, it was just going, well, walking out of here, and it's just like, what the fuck? Yeah, I hated my fucking middle school.
Honestly, same here.
Yeah.
For like,
I guess for me that's just high school, but yeah, that's fair.
Well, here it is. I think the system is preschool, elementary school, middle school, and high school.
Well, no, like it's the same thing. Just you've got 4 stages, and we just got 3 because it's just preschool slash nursery, primary school, which is basically the same as elementary, just years 1 to 7. Then secondary or high school, which is just
Oh,
another
then
6
it would be
years.
primary then, because like
Yeah,
over here it is
yeah,
like elementary school is 1 to 4, and then middle school is 5 to 8.
Yeah, I thought middle school was like just 6 to 8 or something. I thought elementary was like 1 to 5.
Maybe in some places, but
it depends.
yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I imagine it's like a state by state basis or something.
My mom says that
That's
like
what
when she
I
was
would
young,
like
like elementary school was 1 to 6,
Mm.
and
Because
at my
have the educational system in your country be the exact same consistent.
well, welcome to America.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I failed the entirety
Never
of my
before.
elementary and middle school years, and I got it up to high school. They where I live, or the state I live in, they basically allow kids to just just move up in school, whether they pass or fail. If you're not in high school.
That's not just where you live. That's just how it is in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it's the same here as well. Like, unless you're like royally fuck up and basically don't do anything with it, then you're gonna move ahead to the next year. You need to get like pretty bad during the exams and that.
It's a really good idea to like just have students like learn what failure is by not letting them know how to fail, because
It's the definition of failing upwards, basically.
you failed successfully.
You know, it's just
Congratulations.
blame the No Child Left Behind policy.
Yeah, literally, it's the No Child Left Behind policy.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a case where, like, just due to either stuff at home or just, if your child has any kind of mental conditions or whatever,
Yeah,
if
that's
not
one
looked after
thing.
with it, and it's different cases, that's entirely different. That's like an entirely different kettle of fish, though.
Yeah. But yeah, I like legit. It was like it was like at the time I didn't really have any excuse. Like I didn't know I had Crohn's disease until I was like 14. So legit to the school board, I didn't have any excuse.
Believe me, I was pretty much the same. I don't know how the fuck I'm so smart now when I didn't even do homework until like second grade. Third grade.
Honestly, I think, this is probably like the coldest take imaginable, but 99% of the actual knowledge and learning that you do is going to happen when you're, finished with school, basically. Like, half the stuff, you're going to forget, like, all the most basic shit that you did in school. Aside from, like, stuff like maths and how to English properly. But
Pi R
most,
squared.
like, how the world works and, your own ability to think in that. You get that just after you leave school, basically, just out in the world.
Yeah.
That's what I like about the school that I'm going to now is because it's like a technical school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning shit on like stuff that'll actually help me. I'm learning how to fucking run machines, dog.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Got that engineering school.
Yes, but it's not necessarily just engineering. There's a lot of fucking shit you could take.
Dude,
Yeah.
my school was false advertising because I went to an aerospace and engineering school. Motherfuckers, stop teaching space in fucking third grade.
Dang.
That's the most exciting. That's the part you want to learn about as well.
Stay in your fucking lane.
What a fucking ripoff! I'm never gonna go to Saturn at this rate.
That's not weather, that's space.
I think the most memorable moment I had was fucking in middle school. And yes, I was fucking in middle school. I knew where I was going for there.
End of sentence. End of sentence.
Most memorable moment I had in middle school was they were having like this event. I don't remember what it was, but it was just like a kind of a one-day thing. I think it was obligatory. We want to care about minorities too type thing. So they had like all the black students just gather in the library. I had a friend at the time. It was just like we were chilling and everything, but it's like I would come there and he's there too, and he legit looks at me in the face like, "Oh, you're black? I didn't know that."
Thank you.
Thanks.
Not black
Like
enough to be
6
black,
question
not-
marks at the end.
Not black enough to be black, not white enough to be white. Can never win.
I'm the bisexual of races.
Like, actually, that's the light skin way.
Biracial.
By the way, I'm biracial. But yeah, I mean, I just went to like a normal high school and that, so I've not been to a technical school.
I mean, I wouldn't know what normal high school is in like Scotland, because
Which is fair enough.
I legitimately
like-
the only thing I know about like school in Europe is legitimately just the fucking, I don't know, just like the rich kids school, I guess, that Paul McCartney or whoever in the Beatles went to.
+2 +2. I don't know, like, I mean, fair enough. I can say the same thing about American schooling or just what exactly is taught. I will say it does sound like it's
Duck and cover.
generally. I'll say it,
That's
from
fucking
what I've heard.
okay. That's the generation before. That's
Okay,
the generation
okay.
before us.
The other, okay, that part. Okay, there's 2 things that. Okay, there's one thing I know for sure.
Although
Which is
to
that
be
you go
fair,
wearing
we
a
do have.
helmet.
Although to
We're
be
reaching
fair,
from
we do have school shootings, so I guess you wouldn't be too wrong.
That's what I thought you were referring to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was referring to.
Okay, because I was the fucking Iron Giant in my head, where it was just like when the fucking Cold War was big and they were like all about like nuclear missiles and everything, and then you had
that as well.
that video of just the kid under the desk, and just like the missile goes off, duck and cover.
Dude, I remember seeing that last year, and like that felt so fucking dystopian for some reason.
It kind of was. I mean, we like the biggest, the most popular song of that era is a song literally just saying "We're gonna die." It's just "We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day." Like that's literally just, yeah, we're gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like 90% of songs about death. If you think about them too hard.
Atom
My
bomb,
wigwam
baby,
Frank Sinatra's kind of
little atom bomb. I want her in my wigwam.
She's just the way I want her to be.
Yeah, I wanted to
A
be
million times harder than
times harder than
TNT.
Bum. The atom bomb. The atom bomb.
Hey, when Jamiroquai was thinking about canned heat, what do you think the heat in that can was exactly? A bomb. Maybe
Did
a
you just
bomb.
call J.K. Jamiroquai?
What?
What?
J.F. Jamiroquai? What?
Or did I mishear you?
I said Jamiroquai.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Miss Arnold.
Jamiroquai. The guy who sings is J.K.
What? I'll see.
His friends call him JK.
That's literally his fucking stage name, J.K.
Bridge over the Jamiroquai. I don't know, I just thought of that there. I mean, to be fair, when I think of Jamiroquai, like outside of songs, my first thought is, I'm still surprised that he's not a black lady. Just from that voice.
I thought he was black, if I'm going to be honest, for a
I
while.
thought it was like a black soul singing lady or something, or like somebody from that background. It's just, you hear the voice first. You
Jay
don't
Quillen.
know what the hell it looked like.
What'd you call it?
It turns out, no, he's a white British dude.
Jay Quillen.
Yeah.
What'd you call it? Do you mean Jacqueline? Okay, that's
He's
it.
a white, skinny British
wanna
dude.
play?
He's literally the exact opposite of what I thought he would be.
Balake. Where is Balake?
That's the real
Does he
virtual
mean Blake?
insanity.
Hey, Ron.
You better be sick, dead, or mute. Hey, Ron.
What's your name? Aaron A. Aronson. Excuse
Sorry.
me?
We need to watch
Dude,
Hot
if you
Fuzz
wanna look at
sometime.
Yeah. Well, that
Oh,
does
shame.
fucking great.
We should probably
I
watch
love.
honestly, we should watch like the Cornell
Cornell
trilogy
trilogy, yeah.
sometime. I know, like
Yeah.
Dude,
people have said like what was it called, a World's End, like it's
Yeah,
whatever.
World's End.
But I mean, it's still a
It's a
good
different
film.
style of movie. It's a different style of movie. It's like much less of a direct comedy, I would
Yeah.
say.
But I mean,
fucking
like,
love Shaun of the Dead.
yeah,
My
Shaun of the
favorite
Dead,
Shaun
Hot
of the Dead. My favorite Shaun
Fuzz.
of the Dead.
Yeah, I think that's a
Well,
lot of
yeah.
people's.
Paul, if you want to be a weirdo about it.
I'm
Yeah,
just-
no. I mean, for what it's worth, I think like The World's End is the one that most likely to make you cry by the end of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely the most dramatic of the three. You know, still a very good film. Just good for something different than just being mostly a comedy.
I think Hot Fuzz is the like most funniest. Like I think Shaun of the Dead is. It has more of like the like kind of. It feels more of a thriller comedy in its own way.
Yes, it's a horror comedy. Like it's a horror. It's
Yeah.
a rom-zom com. I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, like,
the horror,
I think it's-
like,
It's
it's
probably the
a
most
really-
consistently fun and solid one for me. Like the most consistently funny.
yeah,
So the thing about Shaun of the Dead is obviously it's a spoof of Night of the Dead, Day of the Dead,
yeah. A lot
and
of
like
those.
those movies, it's a
Yeah,
really
the
good
Romero
social
films, yeah.
commentary. It's a very good social commentary.
It's good satire
Yeah,
on a
like-
lot of the movies.
Yeah, like, and it all ties into like Sean's character arc as well. You know, just how him kind of breaking out of that cycle as well. You know, so he can move on and finally grow up, so to speak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
all that-
longer like defending Ed.
Yeah,
Or even just like being stuck in that rut of being in the same thing he's been doing for the last decade and that. Just
Yeah,
it's a coming of age story basically. They all kind of are in their own way, I guess.
yeah.
Maybe not so much Hot Fuzz, I guess, because
I wasn't too
Nicholas
sure.
is
I thought I don't know. I thought it was
second
like
one,
I don't know. Looking at the ending, I thought maybe it was like the UK's sense of humor, which yeah, absolutely, the UK has a different sense of humor than the West. But I was looking at, but nowadays, after going through like a pandemic, I look at that, I'm just like, you know what? That probably how we would be if we had like a zombie virus take over, but we had it under control. Where it's just like, yeah, zombies are just part of society now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ed. Ed.
Yeah. Plus, it does kind of time to like a lot of zombie movies from around then. That one sec, guys.
I like I heard Alex.
One sec, I need to go and do something really quick. You guys have fun for a sec.
Yeah, I heard your mother in the background. What?
That accent, dude. I had your mother in the background. Thank you, Kennedy. I had your mother in the background.
Our ability to retaliate must and has to be massive. Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys.
I think one of my favorite like fucking political jokes is from The Simpsons. I forget who was at the time, but it was like legitimately like political rivals, and they were holding hands. It was just like, sir, some people are a little concerned by the fact of you and your political rival holding hands. It's just like, we are merely exchanging long protein strings. If you can think of a simpler way, I'd like to hear it.
Don't ask what your president can do for you, but what you can do for your president. Wait, no, here's a better one. Don't ask for how your president can serve the country, but for how you can service your president.
We have nothing to fear but fear itself. And spiders!
And spiders. Tricky Dick, Richard Nixon, my good friend. If only he didn't get involved in the Watergate. Aru.
Sometimes it's just sometimes media's interpretation, like impressions of fucking like presidents and whatnot, is just so fucking great. Like it's not even the obvious one. Sometimes it's just like sometimes you'll get the George. Sometimes you get the George W. Bush. Sometimes you'll just get the South Park Al Gore, where he's half man, half bear, half pig.
Half pig. I'm super cereal.
I'm super ethereal.
I don't know if that's a jab at Al or me. Both.
Let's be real. Let's be real. At South Park, it could be a jab at anybody.
Hey, Logan Paul, dude. Pride.
I heard they actually made fun of it too.
Yes.
Oh god, I like.
Oh man, guys, let's go to the forest.
So I went back into that forest and I kicked his ass.
You know, I've never been one to leave a man hanging, but
I wouldn't be surprised if they did the fucking Code Mint bit. Why is everyone looking so glum? I mean, who died? I feel like I'm being put 6 feet under. Sometimes I wear a cap in there. Shut the fuck up, Rimmel!
are we the baddies?
Oh my god. That fucking bit from Mitchell and Webb is so fucking iconic. It's just like, they got skulls on them. Have you noticed that our caps actually have like little skulls on them? Hans, are we the baddies?
Bro, that reminded me of the fucking Key and Peele skit where it's like they're in the zombie. It reminded me of the Key and Peele skit where it's like they're in the zombie apocalypse and the zombies are.
And it's
like
the
fucking the kid zombie.
that one, because they've done a few. It's just like he had rabies. Wait, isn't that what happens? It's like rabies. Oh
No, it's like they're in the middle of the apocalypse, right? And they're like, okay, we gotta go. They run through. The zombies are actively avoiding them. Like,
oh
wait,
yeah, that one.
Wait. They go near the kid. The parents guard him like,
motherfucker. Motherfucker. I thought you were going for the like one of their friends
Yeah,
got like their legs was just injured and they decided to kill. It's like no. It's like, I can't believe he got bit. It wasn't bit. It was rabies. Does that happen? It's like rabies. Just oh shit! You just killed Tommy.
Goo goo gaga. I want milk.
I never lack regrets.
I fucking love that one so goddamn much. Because I love blowing that one out of fucking nowhere. Like I joke around with a lot of my friends that I like muscle mommies. You know, I make that joke. I think it's a joke. And I'm really airing myself out live on fucking YouTube. But like one of my friends fucking sent me like a picture of like this buff chick, and I just went goo goo gaga. I want milk.
I need milk.
Mama.
Mommy, sorry.
Mama.
I don't wanna die.
I wanna die.
No, I just wanna die, dude. Kill me. Put a gun against my
Pull my trigger. God, I'm dead.
bed.
Pull my devil trigger. Now he's dead.
DMC 3 bosses below.
Yeah. This is kind of unrelated, but I don't know where else to put it. So weirdly enough, that Return of the Living Dead. Just keep the zombie thing going for a second.
Yeah.
So there's like 4 or 5 different sequels to that. And the last one of those, so literally the last one you hear in that is one of the ending themes from Shadow the Hedgehog. It's like almost dead. Have you heard that song?
I'd have to go back and watch it.
It's one where they sing "Heaven Can't Save Us, Hell Is a Joke." If you know that one.
Maybe. I always get those fucking, aside from Shaun of the Dead, I always get those fucking Of the Dead movies mixed up because it's just like so many of them just have Of the Dead. Like,
Wonder why.
And
yeah,
like
Night of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Fuck, what's the
There's
third one?
night, dawn, day.
Which
say
one
Land
had
of
the
the Dead.
fucking iconic quote from like the bad guy where like they're tearing out his guts, just choke on them?
That's Day of the Dead.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
isn't that
that's
the
a great
one
quote, to
also
be
with the
fair.
zombie, like
Yeah,
looked like the zombie soldier or like the one they.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
I think they were
Well,
like,
it had, like,
I think
there's,
like
like,
the
this one
detail
kill
from
where-
that, like the detail
Sorry.
behind that. Oh, sorry. Like the detail
No,
behind.
it's like,
Okay. What? Let's go.
Why have you fucking
Ladies
say
first, okay.
something?
Wasn't stand around like idiot until someone says something.
got him. Got him,
I'm so
boys.
glad no one is home. I just yelled that.
Okay, I guess I'll go. I'll be the bigger woman in this part and just say it.
Bigger woman.
It's also known because there's one kill where the guy dies, his vocal cords get stretched, and his like voice goes really fucking high and like distorted as like he's getting ripped apart.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a cool scene.
What I was gonna say is behind the scenes is I think for a lot of them like it was very practical effects and many of them I think use actual like smell for like the
Organs and that, yeah.
and like to smell the intro. So like the dude saying choke on them, I think was legitimately he was trying not to barf.
I'm just gonna say this as well. From what I've heard, the fridge that's keeping them stored in broke down as well.
Oh, so not only were they guts,
before they were shooting,
but
They were spoiled.
They were
rancid.
guts. And they were right under his fucking nose.
Just added to the
I-
fucking misery.
I love
I mean,
me a
fair
good
enough.
old practical
If you want
effect.
like
Oh,
an
yeah.
angry, fightful performance, that's a good way to go about it. Even
Yeah,
if it's not intentional.
like you want some like good thriller films with just like even some cheese. Like you go for like the old practical ones. Like Evil Dead 1 is a good like classic.
Yeah, 'cause
My favorite
Evil Dead-
movie. My favorite movie of all time is The Thing, and I love so many
Oh
practical
yeah,
effects. in
John
that.
Carpenter.
That's like
Yeah.
that's like the go-to one for like a great horror film that like
Yeah.
anyone can.
Yeah,
Because I'm not
I-
somebody
I-
who gets scared by horror films. That's one that still unsettles me. Like
I fucking love the part where like the guy's hands get ripped off because you guys know how they did that, like the effects.
Enlighten.
It was
not off the top of my head.
so the way so like the one where like he puts his hands like to do these defibrillators gets jumped off. They had an
Yeah, I know what scene you're talking about.
amputee. They had an amputee play that character for that scene, right? Or like for like that one shot. So so you can guess what they did. They took his
That's
arms
clever.
off
I like
again. they just like they made him fake hands. Filled them with
That's
like you know like viscera shit.
That's great.
Ripped
I
them
like
off
that.
again.
That's clever.
Yeah, it's just fucked up though.
Yeah.
Just like you have them for one moment. Make it count.
Yeah. It's a bad
that
time to
rem-
admit I'm only amputee. It's a bad time to admit I'm only an amputee in one arm, right?
Speaking of practical effects, you know what movie like I haven't seen in a while?
What's
What?
that?
Terminator 2.
Oh,
Dude, that
I was
has
just thinking
some
of fucking
fucking-
Terminator.
Oh
as
yeah.
well.
Like some of the practical
like-
effects in that is so fucking good. Like
Yeah. The first, for the first two in general, just granted, part of that is just when they came out, but no, they're both like fucking great films.
dude, James Cameron like fucking is insane sometimes. Like
Yeah, when he's not fucking bullshitting us with 10 more Avatar films.
Is it just because he wants to play with new technology and this is like his best excuse?
I
It's
don't know.
better.
At that
It's
point, I
better.
think
I
like
know,
just
but-
Avatar is just an excuse for like CGI artists to put stuff on their demo reel. Like I think that's just
Yeah, fair. I mean, fair enough. If it's looking out for his crew members, I guess. But
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I have to imagine if you have stories like again back to Terminator 2 where he wanted to get a particular scene of like a truck going off a bridge, but none of the crew members wanted to do it out of fear of dying, so he was just like, "Fuck it, I'll do it myself."
yeah. Also, I'm just gonna say this: are we all in agreement that Terminator 1 is a horror film, or like horror adjacent at least?
I would say
Yes.
so. I would say so. Yeah. Like I think.
No, I would say so. Like it's a fucking slasher film, basically.
Yeah,
It's
like
a sci-fi twist.
I think Terminator 1 is a horror film. Terminator 2 is more of an action film.
Yeah, to be fair, that's the same for all the rest of them as well. Just 2 is obviously the best one at being an action film and also being just good on its own merits as well.
Everything else is forgettable.
I watched Terminator 3 not too long ago just because it was on like Amazon Prime and that, and it's not terrible. It's like a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's not like
if you're watching it by itself, ignoring like what came before it, obviously.
In
Or just, like, the
comparison
entire
to what
message
they
of the
did
second
do,
film.
like I think Genesis is, or was it Genesis or Dark Fate?
They both exist, so
They exist. I don't know which one was the
depends, like,
one
what you're
where
talking about with them.
they like there was one where it's like it had one really good scene at the beginning where John Connor gets fucking killed by the Terminator.
I think okay, you say that, but I think that's both of them. But I think the one that's more well known for that is probably Dark Fate.
It's the one where they like
And that's like the one where like child or teen John gets killed
like
by a Terminator.
Child John gets killed.
Yeah, because Genesis is the one with like Doctor Who in it.
Mm-hmm.
David Tennant?
It's like no, like Matt Smith, the 11th.
Look, alright, Doctor Who was never my thing. That was my brother's cup of tea.
Okay, fine. He's the dude in House of the Dragon. If you've seen that, and if you've not, look him up or something. I don't fucking know.
You said Doctor Who, and the only one I know is David Tennant, dude.
Well, type in Matt Smith at some point. You've probably seen a picture of him.
I only know 3 things about Doctor Who, or 4 things about Doctor Who: the TARDIS, the Daleks, a fucking cat scares the shit out of somebody, and I guess. Oh, what was his name? Van Gogh.
I've only seen one. I've only seen one clip of Doctor Who, and it's the one where the spooky space kook from the original fucking Scooby Doo.
Wait, is the one where he's asking who turned the lights out?
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I know where you are. Yeah. I mean, fair enough. I know Doctor Who is like decently well known in the States, but it's like cultural, like James Bond is like cultural landmark over here, basically.
Yeah, I 100% believe that. Like, I think like for Doctor Who over here, it is sort of like if you're into like Star Trek and whatnot, you'll probably be you're into
like,
that.
Well, nerd sci-fi stuff. Geeky kind of feels derogative. Or
at this point,
geeks.
At this point, like
it kind of feels inherently like I'm saying it like to be insulting, but no, I mean like if you like sci-fi stuff in general, that's probably the better way of putting it.
At this point, the most insulting thing you can call a geek is an incel.
True, fair it is. Damn, he's turning into a real yandere, Dev, isn't he? Okay, you've got 2.
You said incel.
Okay, there's 2.
You said incel, not pedophile.
You can be both. Am I wrong?
No.
You're not wrong, but goddamn.
As I said, like that's the worst thing we've said today.
She can do both. No! That's the worst answer!
Yeah.
Damn. How can you be an incel when also trying to go after children?
How can you be an incel if you need to go outside? Think about it.
Outcel.
It goes incel, pedophile, vegan.
Incel, outcel, imperfect cell, semi-perfect cell. But yeah, it's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like for Doctor Who, it's kind of like how
it's incel,
Dragon Quest is
pedophile,
like so fucking massive.
Minecraft YouTuber,
Redditor,
Snapchatter.
I'm not sure where.
Snapchat.
Person named Declan at the very top. They know what they did.
They know what you did.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Declan.
Are you saying Declan or Declan?
Sure, why not?
Whatever sounds funnier.
Use your imagination.
There's a fucking
Honestly,
teacher at my school whose name is Richard Packer. Or Dick Packer. And I kid you not, all the people in his class that I know, all they talk about is the fact he's apparently got a fat ass.
Ironic.
The men and the women, alright? Everyone that I know just goes, yeah, no, Packer is fucking packing.
Word around the school is you got a nice pack.
Yes, I do. I've got a nice pack too.
You keep saying that you're gonna need a fucking ice pack. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I
So, I guess on the Doctor Who thing again, honestly, the 4 things you know about them just, was it like Daleks, David Tennant, Cat Jump Scare, and Vincent Van Gogh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much like the 4 corners of it in a sense.
It's funny because it was like there's a clip. It was just a clip I found where it's just like they're opening up a locker, and then just one dude screams his head off, and then it's just a cat. And it was just like, that was scary.
I'm forgetting what that's from exactly.
I don't know. I don't watch the show.
I'm forgetting. I'm saying. But yeah, like that's basically it because you've got time travel, some jump like horror, I guess, space Nazis, and history. You know, the 4 corners of all great television.
Who's the space Nazi? I thought that
Daleks. That's the Daleks.
I was gonna. It was either that or like
or
Vincent Van
David
Gogh.
Tennant. No, I was gonna say David Tennant.
David Tennant's nuts.
What do you think the cat was a metaphor for?
The meow stag.
Yeah, something like that. But
Or the Reich meow.
cats are known for being very sassy. That's lossy.
That reminds me of a time I said to my friend, quote, "What if my gay fruity Hitler?" She has an entire fucking, like, Google Doc with shit that I said.
Okay, I just kind of realized something weird. That just like it's just something I randomly thought about. So I think this is gonna sound weird out of context, but I think the first time I actually remember hearing about Hitler at all, or like hearing his name, or just what it looked like, was of all films in the fucking Adam Sandler film Little Nicky. If you've seen that, and if you've seen it, you probably know what the context of that scene was,
No,
which is my introduction to
haven't.
what's Hitler's legacy.
But the idea of learning who Hitler is through
Adam
Adam
Sandler.
Sandler.
The context, and for the record, the context of it is pretty good because it's Hitler in a maid costume with Satan shoving a pineapple up his arse.
I remember my college days.
Aye.
One of my friends not too long ago said that I dressed like Adam
To be fair,
Sandler.
it's Hitler. He wouldn't, you know. That's kind of the whole thing there.
I've been told I dress like Adam
This room
Sandler,
is gonna get nuked to hell, isn't it?
Probably.
Oh,
which
well.
I don't know if being told you dress like Adam Sandler, who's like every white dude
Adam
over the
Sandler
age of like
Adam Sandler
40.
dresses like a dude. He just dresses like a dude, like, you know.
He dresses like
like
a
saying,
dude, a white dude.
You look like someone that drinks water. It carries the same meaning, basically.
But it's like the stereotypical like 40-year-old plus white guy sort of fit.
I mean, Ninja, to be fair, if somebody said to you that you look like a 40-year-old just now, how would that make you feel?
Concerned because I can't grow facial hair.
Very probably confusion is probably the main thing, I guess. But yeah.
Just you look like a 40-year-old man. Motherfucker, my skin is smooth and I can't grow facial hair. Who are you talking to?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Most of my I'm gonna sound real white here. Most of my friends are Asian, so I'm gonna imagine most of them would probably say first time.
Dude, there's this one Asian kid in my class. I'm surprised he's not beat the shit out of me. The very first day, right, I met him,
Yeah.
right? He got like a fucking answer correct. The very first thing I say was, "Hey, yo, dude, I guess it must be those Asian genes." How this motherfucker not punch me in the face?
My dude, you're not even from the West Block. That's all I'm saying.
Block O.
He wanted to, but then he remembered. Wait, we're in
O
Ohio.
block.
Wait, we're in Ohio. Life does him to that every day.
It's funny because like he told me because his family's from Thailand.
The first ninja where he was on the night of December 12th, 1942.
No,
Most likely attributed
no.
to this
But I remember right. He told like he came from Thailand. Well, technically came from Saudi Arabia, but his family's from Thailand. And when he came to America, apparently one of the very first songs he heard was a fucking Taylor Swift song. And it's like, oh, this poor fucker. This poor fucker.
You just went up and was like, I'm so sorry.
I literally did. I literally fucking did. He said that, and I said verbatim, I'm so sorry.
You know, I like how throughout this entire time here, none of us have acknowledged the actual game that Sozo was playing.
Yeah, no, same. I was thinking to myself, like,
just in background noise.
Isn't this game like supposed to be like kind of sad and shit?
Yeah, so to those joining, welcome to Gris, a game about death.
Bummer.
Meanwhile, we're over
here. Persona 3.
Meanwhile, we're over here.
Else except that.
So anyway, about the time when I was on the train, I saw a dude beating it.
Well, it seemed last night you
So you see, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet again.
Why?
For some reason, it runs really bad in like one city in particular.
Let me guess, like the big old like the big city where the electric chick is.
Honestly, no. Weirdly enough, it's the water city. I don't know why. Like the frame rate just fucking like it's not even just the frame rate. The fucking map opening up chugs like hell there for some reason as well.
I mean, it's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, because it's normally it's fine for me as well. That's the weird part. Like, because I know, like, obviously, you know, the games have the reputation for their performance issues, which is not unjustified to be frank. But for the most part, for me, it's fine. Like, it's just in that one city, it just completely shits the bed for some reason. It's weird.
What time is it? It's 4:30. I might leave it.
I will say though, actually, Scarlet and Violet is actually pretty good. Just once
it's a fun game. Just goddamn, does it not run well?
Yeah, just it needed. I still don't know why the fuck they released two of those games in the same year. Even to where like on the opposite ends of it, like you couldn't wait until like 2023. Like made Legends Arceus the fucking Switch's holiday game.
Anyways, I'm probably gonna head out. I got a little bit of stuff to work on for school.
Alright.
Yeah, fine. Alright, no about that.
I'll see you later, boys.
Yeah.
Bye.
But yeah, anyway, you were saying?
Nah, just kind of. I don't know. I guess big question. Have you played Scarlet and Violet? I guess.
No, I like after Arceus I bailed.
Ah, fair enough. Was it just not? Is it like bad experience with it, or is it just?
It's just like at this point it was just like I've kind of played them all, so I'm just like I don't like sure yeah. I mean I like the games will improve and every now and then they'll get bigger. Sure, they'll get better graphics. They'll get more Pokemon. And I'm just like I have a bunch of Pokemon games. If I really care, I'll go back to playing any of them.
That's fair. And I mean, to be fair, you did kind of end on a high note as well, so. Yeah, you know, can't fault you for that.
I haven't even finished Arceus. That's the thing.
I know, fair. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I don't know. You've got. I don't know. You own the game, so it's your own time for it. You know.
Yeah.
I've got like God knows how many games I need to fucking play. I picked up Diablo 4 today as well. Actually, I'm hoping I can play that without needing a PlayStation Plus subscription. Because if I can't, that's pretty shitty. And ironic considering who owns Blizzard now. Well, not Activision, I guess.
Wait, what is the CEO into scat?
No, like, and the person no, because Activision. So obviously Diablo's owned by Activision, and they're now owned by Microsoft. So, you know, opposite of Sony basically.
Yeah. But it was
I
just
don't
like you said pretty shitty, which is ironic considering the fucking CEO. I'm just like, oh wait, the CEO's into scat.
I mean, he doesn't. I mean, I do get the impression he likes to smell his own farts. So
At least Tarantino stopped at feet.
would you be? Yeah, the man had he had a fucking limit.
Like I'm
I
into
don't know.
feeding, and even then, I'm just like I draw the line at that.
And I mean, to be fair, considering I'm pretty sure Tarantino is not someone that encourages workplace abuse or like really toxic work cultures, unless it's himself that's doing it. So
I
that's,
was about to say, because isn't there a movie
That's just-
where he literally was just choking out an actress?
probably. Yeah. Difference is he's the only one. Difference is he's not trying to fucking gaslight people. He's well aware he's the arsehole, probably. I don't know. But yeah, like, did you hear about the shit as well with like Arcane Austin and Tango getting shut down as well?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, that's fucking shit.
I've been holding
It's
off
like-
on like doing a Hi-Fi Rush episode mainly because there's no real rush. But I was just like, I don't know.
Ironically.
I mean, I might consider talking like to everyone in the chat. We might like feel about scheduling something either this week or next week.
Yeah, no, like I'm not in a rush myself either. Just
Yeah.
saying it's kind of not just ironically, Hi-Fi Rush is not a massive rush. That's all.
I mean, the reason why I've been like just so nonchalant is just because like I don't want to be that. I don't want to get into the whole situation where it's just like I schedule something, and then we go like, oh yeah, sure, let's do it, and then all right, the day's schedule. Oh, we got stuff to do.
Yeah, no, I get you there. I'm not trying. Yeah, like it's what it is. You know, it's whenever you're wanting to do it as well.
Yeah, legitimately, like
Yeah,
the reason why I don't answer, I know I've been a bit David about it, but the reason why I don't answer is literally just because it's just like that's my way of basically going, when are you free, dude? Because like I'll just work my schedule around you guys. That's literally it. That's why I just go,
Yeah,
good question. It's just I'm just waiting for you. I'm just waiting for someone to go. Okay, can we do it on this date? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like the issue with like not talking about it that much, I guess, where we're kind of all in the same boat. We're all kind of thinking the same thing, you know. Or at least for most of us, because that's kind of what I'm feeling as well. Just
Yeah.
I'm fine doing it whenever, I guess, or just if you want to propose a time or date or whatever.
I don't know. I might. I'll have
Oh.
to see. I'll have to look, but I'm pretty sure I should be
Yeah.
free this weekend or something. I don't know.
Yeah, though admittedly, I do wonder if like that's gonna like how much of that discussion will be like just with the kind of behind the scenes stuff because we know a bit more about it now as well because it's pure and simply just Microsoft being really fucking incompetent by the sounds of it. Just
Yeah.
yeah, imagine spending $70 billion buying a massive conglomerate of companies and then not really having much of a clue on what to do or like a plan B or C in case something goes wrong. That'd be really that sounds kind of stupid, doesn't it?
G Square Enix, what are you thinking?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask Sony as well. They may have some input.
Mm-hmm.
Right when they get back to right when they finally get away from having their hobby of having no games. And it's weird. It's weird to think that like, it's kind of weird like compared to like 10 years ago because like, if you can, like, Nintendo went from being like in the worst state between the three of them to now being like far and away like the best position basically like. Like, they're basically like the best position they've been throughout their entire history. Because, no, like I mean, like in terms of they have the developers. They've got several developers on that side that are making stuff on that side. They barely have ever closed any of them down. They've basically made more profits in the last 7 years than they have in like the entire history they've been in video games.
Yeah.
And they're already announcing the Switch 2, which is just looking to be the Switch but better, basically from what it's sounding like. So.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, I think they've already have competition with Steam.
Yeah, that's true enough, though. That's true enough, but it's kind of competing like a separate market almost as well. Like they're kind of like in between home console and handheld there, and PC itself is kind of like its own field as well with it. I don't think, like I'm not sure how much of a competition because how well has like the Steam Deck sold? Because I'm not really seeing too many sales numbers for that.
I don't know how much it's sold, but dude, it's been doing fantastic. Like,
Yeah. No,
So
like
much so that
it was really not good as well.
they've actually released an OLED mode, which D version, which basically fixes all of
Yeah,
the
and like a few ones
previous.
with like different storage sizes as well, right?
Yeah, it basically fixes all the previous established problems with the Steam deck, and yeah, it's just like it is. I think above all else, I mean, it's doing well, and on top of that, it's I would say it's beneficial considering that like the Steam Deck
Oh, yeah.
actually
Mhm.
the Steam Deck actually has a plus with emulation.
Yeah, I think it's definitely great that Nintendo's not the only one who's in the field for that. Just because obviously they're still making competing in the console race as well. But with the Switch, it's kind of like with the Wii. Ever since the Wii, Nintendo's kind of just marched to tune of their own trumpet basically,
Hmm.
and it kind of feels like somebody else is matching them on that other field they're on, which is good since having competition encourages you know improving your own software there. It means you don't get complacent or encourages you to treat your consumers better, basically, or offer them better deals or just better experiences as well. There's nothing. I'm fine with like both of them existing. Just I think it's kind of like a bit of an apples and oranges situation from comparing like the Switch to like the Xbox and the PlayStation in terms of what types of games they're on and the audience that buys them in some cases.
Yeah, in its own way, yeah. But I mean, like, I just kind of feel like with what the Steam Deck is doing, like instead of more companies like Microsoft or Xbox like trying to fit in their own situations for like how they could like make a how they could get people to buy their console and everything, because like I think Sony's just like scraping the fucking like walls trying to find something that works. Like when when the PS5 came out, they came out with a digital version, and then they were like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
so we have this controller that comes out. You need to have like a PS5, and you also have to have a subscription to PlayStation Plus. And then also later on, it was just like, all right, so now if you want to actually have a PS5, you can have it for $45 a month. And now it's just like with what they're doing, like what they tried to do with like Helldivers 2, it's just like
Yeah, Sony they both like got a lot of bad pressures now as well, though.
yeah.
I think at least it's fair to say that like the PS5 has sold a hell of a lot better than like the Xboxes have, for like the last two generations. Because I think it's like about 50 million just now, roughly. Which 4 years in the market, that's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, 4 years in the market. But I mean, like
Especially
they,
since like for the first year and a half of that, like 2 years, it was
oh
the
yeah, it
meme
was
was that you
nothing
couldn't
but
fucking find it
scalpels.
anywhere. Yeah,
Although
like
although
all
I
the
do
COVID
have to
as
wonder
well.
how many of those like units sold were from scalpers, and then like I would
Scalpers.
like to
Yeah,
scalpels. No, scalpels. How many of them were from like
were from
doctor
staplers.
knives?
Or from the staplers. Um,
Yeah, but
I mean, for the first year in that, I imagine like a good amount because they still have plenty of games that have sold. I'll say it's like at least 20 million.
Mhm.
I know that's probably doesn't sound too good, but that's just how many copies of Spider-Man 2 have been sold. So, that's at least a fair estimate there that we can guarantee. Unless somebody's buying a lot of duplicate copies. Bye, Turtle. Yeah, though, admittedly, I think the biggest issue with like on the PlayStation side is just the games on that look really fucking good as well, but like, have you seen like the prices for some of the bigger games budgets on that? Because it's kind of fucking ridiculous. Like,
Mhm.
wasn't Spider-Man 2 like 300 plus million or something? Like all in
Something
all,
like that.
that's like they're lucky that thing sold enough to justify it because I'm wondering how much more that could keep up with that since
Yeah.
just unless you're doing like smaller scale titles, which they don't seem to be doing a massive number of, at least that we know of so far. I don't know, it just doesn't seem like very sustainable, especially since consoles are only going to just get more and more powerful as well. Technology is just going to do that as it goes. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder at what point it becomes like unsustainable. That's why I think Nintendo's kind of been the healthier with it then, since the Switch itself is like PS4 level maybe, but that encourages that means that their games just by virtue of that have lower budgets and that, and just Nintendo's way of being more economical and clever with how they make games.
Yeah,
It's kind of
especially
saving
with
space and budgets and that.
Yeah, especially with like the Pokemon Company and Game Freak, because like I mean, you look at like games that took place like early 2010s and whatnot, and like games that were coming out. We had games like on the PS3 and PS4 that looked fucking phenomenal, even to this day. But then you also had
Yeah.
like on the 3DS, we had like Pokemon X and Y, which looked like a late gen PS1 game.
Yeah, like honestly, like kind of close. They kind of like nearly PS2 level, honestly. Which
Yeah, like
I think that's been a thing for a lot of.
early gen PS2.
Yeah, like no, I think like PS2 is like I guess PS2 is more like Sun and Moon as well because that's kind of when they went with different entirely different like look for the games as well. And
Yeah,
yeah, like for 3DS games, like the Pokemon games on them all look really damn good. I think like honestly, Game Freak's main issue has been the series is like well, it's the most profitable media franchise in the world. It's like 90 like over 90 billion, I think, or something like that. But
yeah. The biggest
I think
issue is just like the fucking like release date to development ratio.
yeah, just it's because it's such a massive company and conglomerate, and everything that needs to be done with it that they need to have the stuff out on a certain time frame. But that's something that can be managed decently well, like during the DS and the 3DS era. But
And yeah, and even then,
okay,
like, I mean, even if you were to say, like, oh, well, I mean, it's in their contract that they have to do one a year. I mean, at this point, I feel like the Pokemon Company could negotiate something with Nintendo. Like, maybe.
that's the thing. Well, I guess like because the Pokemon Company themselves, Nintendo owns them basically. Like it's all just it's a big company that's made up of like I think it's like Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures. I want to say, like they all own like a third of the rights to Pokemon in total, and the Pokemon Company is just made as like the manager of the brand, basically. For
Yeah,
stuff like merchandise, trading cards, the anime, shit like that.
yeah. But at least, like, the devs, I mean, like, the fucking developers for Pokemon games, I think could at least negotiate something at this point.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had as well, since I think that I can remember like it was Nintendo, and I think some of the higher ups were talking about after Sword and Shield, not Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet came out, they would be like making adjustments to either one improve the game and also just for games improve the workflow going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And like we don't know like when in 2025 the next game's coming out, but hopefully it is like later on, so they've just gotten like another year basically.
Yeah, because I mean, like, if I recall correctly, the remakes to or the remakes to Diamond and Pearl were done by a different company, supervised by Pokemon Company, right?
Yeah, like it was. I forget if it's like ILCA or ILCA.
Yeah.
They made like that One Piece RPG a few years back as well, like Odyssey. But,
Yeah, so I think like more so like
yeah.
nowadays, like they have the wiggle room and the money to basically in the meantime while they work on their next like title, make some like get other companies to collab with to release just remasters or remakes of older Pokemon games, or hell like
Yeah.
get
They also had Bandai Namco do like the new Pokemon Snap game a year or two back as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's stuff like that as well, which they do that for like the mobile stuff as well. Just I think because that's definitely something as well. Because I think Game Freak's other issue is also just they're stuck in this schedule as well, and for most of that company's life, barring like some small stuff, they've been handheld developers. Which on that schedule it's still like a lot of work, but it's a fucking leaps and bounds going from making stuff for the 3DS to making stuff for HD, home consoles effectively.
Yeah, the Switch.
Especially on the Switch, because that's when like so many other Nintendo's big franchises were reinventing themselves or setting new standards with stuff like
Yeah.
Mario, Fire Emblem,
Animal Crossing,
Fire Emblem,
definitely.
Splatoon. Yeah, that was a bit after granted, but also
Yeah,
stuff
but
like
still.
Metroid, Kirby, it's all these other ones. So with Pokemon, it just kind of, I think with the expectations as well, I don't know if you remember like what happened when Sword and Shield kind of revealed like it cutting the national decks and that, but
The
I feel
fucking
like that was more to just like the decks and shit.
the
Yeah,
quote unquote controversy and the protest that
Yeah.
happened. Yeah.
the
but
shitstorm basically. Yeah,
The
it was-
shitstorm that like pretty much led nowhere because that game still sold like crazy even with a fucking
It's the second best-selling Pokemon game of all time.
Yeah.
So you're not wrong.
Which
I
I think,
mean,
what was
Orange
the
Soul,
best-selling
aren't
game?
bad games. Yeah.
Which was the best-selling game, like Gold or Black and White?
No, like no, the best selling game is weirdly enough, it's still the first games actually because it counts them collectively. So it's like
Okay.
red, blue, green, and yellow. But collectively, they're like about 31 million. I want to say
Yeah.
between them all. Which they're also like late Game Boy games as well because they're like 96
Hmm.
and like 98 in the West. But yeah, like Gold and Silver, I think were in second place for a while up until like the Switch games came out, and Black and White is like I think it was like 15 million. I want to say. Because they were like late, they were like quite late DS games as well.
Yeah.
Even though they're still the best ones as well. Heyo. Yeah.
I do feel
But yeah,
like
though, so I think
I do feel like it wouldn't hurt like the Pokemon Company and these other companies to like come up with again, like, even if it isn't a remaster or anything, re-releasing like older ports of older games and whatnot. Like how like
yeah, because
since,
sorry.
that's all right. Like since we are getting like Pokemon Legends for Kalos, I kind of feel like we could get a remaster of Pokemon X and Y for like the Switch.
That's potentially, yeah, but honestly, I think like Pokemon always has like this stream they do to make announcements on. I think it's like the franchise's birthday, so it's like February 27th. I want to say.
Yeah.
But like the most consistent things people ask for is like them porting like the Game Boy games or the GBA games over to like the Switch's virtual consoles, like putting Ruby and Sapphire or Red and Blue or that on it. Honestly, I'm still not. I know there's obviously the connection stuff as well, but it's still weird that they've not done that because they did it for the 3DS on like the franchise's 20th anniversary, like all the Gen 1 and Gen 2 games. And for some reason, they released Pokemon Stadium on the N64 onto that, which if you don't know if you know, but like the main thing for those games is that they let you connect up to the Game Boy games and transfer your Pokemon in to like do mini games and go through like all the battles and that in Stadium's story modes and that. So basically, the games are missing like a massive chunk of what you can do because for some reason the Game Boy games aren't available on the Switches online as well.
All right.
Go figure, I guess, but. I don't know. Maybe they. I'm not really. I mean, granted, for Gen 1 as well, they also did get remade as well. There's like the Let's Go games, which are just they're kind of like Pokemon Go. They take like a lot of the mechanics from Pokemon Go and just remake Gen 1 with that. So like Red and Blue and that.
Yeah. Which I don't know. Like I'm here or there on what they did with like the specific mechanics to Let's Go. It's kind of here or there.
It's a thing. Like it's fine, honestly. Yeah, it's a fine game. Just
I'm fine with them like it just being just that specific like bundle of games. Like I'm fine with it being that, but it's just like that going as the staple throughout this year going forward. I'm just like nah. I feel like that's like you're taking away a lot of what people like about Pokemon's gameplay.
Yeah, which granted they pretty much are just at this point they are pretty much just a one and done because like Sword and Shield, Legends Arceus and all that. The only thing they've took across was like, for some reason, the one thing they said to bring across was let's get rid of the option to just basically turn off the EXP share so that you can't just have like one Pokemon game experience and not the whole party.
Yeah, let's just make the game easier.
Honestly, you'd be surprised because if you try going through like Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl with that, that's a game that wasn't designed. That's basically like a copy of Diamond and Pearl, and those games weren't designed with like all of your Pokemon being at the exact same level. So it does kind of nullify all of that game does to try and like improve things by making like the gym leader teams harder or giving them different items and strategies and that to use.
Yeah, and I don't remember when it was introduced, but definitely like I feel EXP share was a little more prominent with X and Y. Like it was when it was at least around when they were starting to do it, and it was very much a case of like, if you want to do it, you can turn it on or you can keep it off.
Yeah, and I still don't know why the fuck they took it away, honestly, because it's not like it's a major gameplay shift or anything like that. It's not like
it's just
do you have the Pokédex? That was just a matter of like time and budget and that, but it's literally a thing in the fucking options that you can just turn on and off. Because that's what it was like in the fucking Gen 6 and Gen 7 games.
Yeah. It literally is just like, hey, do you want to make the game like a little harder on yourself? Okay, here you go. Do you not, all right, we'll turn it back on.
Yeah. Or hell, do you want to just cut down on grinding in that if you're, at a difficult gem, or you're just, it's the post game or whatever, or you're getting ready for the champion for the final boss or whatever.
Like it's like having it as an option, I'm fine with, but having it like
Yeah, no, I'm no
mandatory or forced upon the players, that's where I'm like, nah.
Yeah, like, and I will say that I will say that Scarlet and Violet and Legends Arceus especially do kind of feel like they're balanced around it, because Legends' entire gameplay style is, just based around you catching a shit ton of Pokemon, so you're gonna be switching them out regardless.
Yeah, it's basically like Breath of the Wild meets Dark Souls meets Pokemon.
I mean, I guess kind of. Trying to think of like that's a way to describe it, I suppose. Well, I guess Breath of the Wild is kind of. I guess Breath of the Wild is more like Scarlet and Violet, just because that's like a completely open world game, performance aside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of what that one is closest to actually. Fuck, I'm actually not sure. It's kind of like, because it obviously has like stealth as a part of it as well, since obviously it's based around like sneaking up on Pokemon as well to catch them off guard. That's a part of it, but yeah, still, I don't know. I'm blanking what it's like, but I don't know. I think like the worst for it is somewhat Sword and Shield and like Scarlet and Violet, not Scarlet and Violet, fucking BDSP, the Gen 4 remakes.
I just call it BDSM, dude.
Brilliant Diamond, Sun and Moon.
Sure.
I mean, you joke with that, but well, bear in mind the subtitles for that are S and M. So you've got Pokemon S and M there. You can do the math with that.
I actually had a talk with someone. Yeah. I don't remember who I had to talk with this about, but it was like they were so confused as to like, oh man, I don't understand why we can't just go with SS for Sword and Shield. And it was just like, really, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wouldn't be the best one, to be frank.
It came from Japan. They have a bit of an interesting relationship with the Nazis.
With those two letters. Plus, let's face it, there's a much more optimal reason. Why would you just say those two letters when you can call it Pokemon Swish?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, that's just fun to say. Let's be frank.
Swish.
Swish.
Swish, swish, stab.
Swishity, swishity. Going for that bushity. Yeah, though. But yeah, like, I don't know. I guess, like, were you ever, like, a massive Pokemon player or that, or is it just kind of, casually, just playing some of the games sporadically, basically?
I used to be a big-time, like, Pokemon player. Like, I got my start with Red and Blue and Yellow, and then it moved on to Gold and Silver, and so on and so forth. Like, I used to have games, and then my mom threw all the fucking games out for some reason, and then basically, after Legends Arceus, honestly, after Sword and Shield, I became more casual with the games.
Yeah, I think everyone was I think a lot of people are like that as well. Some they didn't get into, like, competitively with that, because that's a big part of Pokemon's scene as well.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, her getting rid of the games as well kind of stings doubly, because, well, you've seen the fucking prices they go for on, like, online nowadays. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you had, like, a legit card of, like, Emerald or Platinum or Heart Gold especially, that's like a few $100 bucks right there.
Yeah, like, legit, it got to the point where it was just like, basically I was like I remember as a kid just emulating like older Pokemon games just on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. You did own them. You didn't choose to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Unless. But yeah, though. So I don't know. Like, I've always kind of. I think I got into Pokemon like about. Gen 3, I want to say, so that's like 2005, 2006.
Mm-hmm.
But like which weirdly enough was a lot of spin-offs initially. Like, I didn't play like a mainline one to like Heart Gold, I want to say. Like, so that was like 2010.
Yeah.
So yeah, played the spin-offs, played some of the main games. Kind of stopped after Black and White 2 came out. Just decided, no, I'm too old for this now. I need to stop playing Pokemon. Then I went for that for like 2.5 years. Saw like X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Saw a copy of Y in like a used game shop for like $30, I want to say, or £29 or whatever.
Oh, nice.
And then I just decided, fuck this. Oh, fuck this. I just want to play. Fuck this. I just want to play this game. So I just bought it and haven't looked back for the most part since then.
Okay.
It was also kind of funny because my Y team was like probably the most overpowered one that I've ever used going through a mainline game.
What was your team?
Because obviously, you know, I had picked Greninja, which is like most people say is like the best star in that game. You know, just in terms of its abilities. Talonflame, which is just pretty damn useful on that side. Aegislash. Aegislash. And then the two mega Pokemon and the Garchomp as well. Why not? You know, at that point I figured I was just kind of picking it because I hadn't used it before. So yeah, kind of by accident, I kind of made a very busted, overpowered team.
Yeah, I think for the most part, like anybody who played Y was kind of like that as well.
Yeah, because they literally give you like half of those Pokemon as well.
Yeah.
Literally, because you get like the Mega, the Kanto starter, and obviously your own starter as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, Y is fine. Y is like fine enough as a game, but I do wonder. I think like part of the reason they don't bring it back is just because typically when they do that, it's either going to get a remake or
it's gonna have to get a remake because like unless you want to like play the fucking play the game with the 3DS split screen, just go full on emulation on it.
I mean, that's assuming they want to do it in that side as well, just because I do wonder if like the reception to BDSP kind of made them reconsider just remaking the games on that side, you know, unless they've got like a good reason to do it, because like the main criticism that the Gen 4 remakes got was the fact it was basically just there was like so little done to like try and improve them from the original games. Like, you know, it basically was just like Diamond and Pearl again, but with 3D models and like some updated stuff, but like, you know, didn't really take advantage of it being a remake like any of the other ones did. So that's where I don't know, I think like the criticism on that side was it kind of feels like that game kind of died off the quickest of all the Pokemon games. It kind of feels that way. I mean, it still sold really damn well, but I don't know. I think like then again, I guess it could also just be like the team on that side wanting to do something original as well, you know, because apparently like the main crux of it is that it's all set in like one city effectively, like kind of like I guess a Yakuza game or something, where it's just like one large city where there's a ton of stuff to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that side, but I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm just talking. I don't know. I kind of just Pokemon kind of gets you talking, you know?
Yeah. I would honestly say like with Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, yeah, I think it's. I don't know. It's like I think the gen is fine, but in comparison to what we got and even what we would eventually get, I do think it's sort of the most like kind of middle of the road-esque like gen in my opinion, mainly because of how honestly kind of boring it is at times with like just building teams, because it's basically like it just this is like one standard team you can make with some of the Pokemon you can get at the start and everything, and then pretty much that team for the majority of the entire game can just beat everything. Like I think Shinx pretty much just caps everything.
Yeah, it's like your starter, whichever one it winds up being, Staraptor, Luxray, probably like I guess Weasel, probably like the next one, or Gastrodon or whatever.
I would say so.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, like I'm trying to think of the other ones. Probably like Legendary if it's like your first time through for most people, and maybe like Garchomp as well, because you can get that. Actually, can you get that one pretty early in that? I'm not sure. And granted, like to give it like a point in its favor, they did like give away for you to get other Pokemon at least that weren't in the original version of it. You know, there's like the whole underground bit, so you can get like some stuff that was like other Pokemon like Houndoom and Altaria and that, and Togepi.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, well, that's what I did when I played through it, so I'd hope so. Nah, though, but I think like the fact that like they use so little stuff from like Pokemon Platinum in particular, because here's the thing, like Crystal, it's like Heart Gold and Soul Silver brought some stuff in from like its third version, Crystal.
Yeah.
And Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire kind of did that with Emerald, but it was kind of also, you know, doing a lot of its own thing as well. You know, just stuff that was unique to that game, which is, you know, perfectly fine. I'd say if you're going to do like a remake, that's like those like the two ways to go about it. But Platinum itself is such a massive improvement over like regular Diamond and Pearl when it comes to just being a good Pokemon game that the fact they didn't do anything with it as well, I think, you know, just it's kind of like a what is the point kind of situation, you know?
Yeah.
Like the only reason that you'd play with the others is just legitimately it's just because the battles tend to go faster, just because, you know, it doesn't have the health bar taking 10 minutes to empty out. And I guess the music as well, because honestly the remastered soundtrack's pretty damn good as well.
Yeah, that was.
At least in my opinion. But yeah, though. Anyway, there's other video games that exist as well. Do you have any more that you want to talk about?
I mean, we could talk about Pokemon for a real. We can make this the one where we talk about Pokemon for a long time.
We talk about part 1 we talk about Nazis, part 2 we round up Pokemon. Yeah, fuck it. If you want to go with that, I'm fine going with that.
Yeah.
All right, you can let you pick a topic then.
All right. Honestly, I would love to see Pokken Tournament come back.
Yeah, good point actually. Like I hear like I guess like either a sequel or like another remastered port of it or something.
Yeah, because there's so many Pokemon you can like legitimately pick a handful of them and then base them off of like Tekken characters. It'd be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Like because like what was like the final roster for that? It was like 20 or something.
It was Shadow Mewtwo.
Yeah, like I know there was like some after as well. There was like
That's
there's like a few more in like the Switch version.
Oh yeah, it was well, like legitimately they made I mean initially it came out for the Wii U, and then the Wii U didn't
arcades as well, yeah.
Yeah, arcades as well. And then the Wii U sort of stopped getting supported by Nintendo, and then they made the Switch,
the Wii U
and then
had
they
the
were
problem
like
of being the Wii U.
yeah, and then they just made Pokken Tournament DX. And the most that happened outside of fighting Shadow Mewtwo was you pretty much just went into the like the Pokemon fighting tournament, the league, and then the game ended. That was pretty much it. Like the big story around like the big story was around yeah, the big story was around Shadow Mewtwo, and that was kind of it. There wasn't really much else after that.
Yeah, like I mean, like, it's it's a fight. If it being a fighting game, I imagine like the gameplay was more of the focus on that side. But
yeah,
I get what you mean though as well. Also, like this is kind of off topic, but doesn't like Pokken have like a really bad English dub as well?
Yeah,
or, like,
yeah.
The English voice is,
like
really obnoxious.
I think one of the only voices in it is the narrator, and she is kind of just like, all right, well, we're dangling the money in front of you, just voice the character. And you'll hear her not really, you'll hear her try, but not really, like, give a good performance. Like, there'll be lines like, something is in the way.
Wow, incredible.
Basically, it's just like...
yeah, it's like, honestly... It's like, okay, do you know fucking Chaos Wars? Like that one, like the dub in that game. Is it kind of like that kind of vibe? Of just not really giving much of a damn.
I guess I
don't know. do you know? Okay, you don't know what Chaos Wars is, do you?
I know what Chaos Wars is. It's just like
okay,
I'm trying to envision it in my head.
Okay, it's like there's like that one fucking clip of there's the main villain who's speaking like very quietly. There's the main character, there's the main hero, I'm guessing, who sounds like a very sassy, flamboyant man. Like, wow, I really can't move my body. And then a lady who just sounds really fucking bored and half asleep.
I honestly kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Honestly, all I know about like Pokken's English dub is that one of the characters was voiced by the main villain from Yakuza 3. Like in the English dub, because there's like one character in that game that is just voiced in English in all languages, and it is very weird. I don't know. There's like a character named, I think his name's Glenn or whatever. Apparently, just according to IMDb. So, I don't know.
I really only heard one voice in like I only really heard one
I
voice
mean,
in Pokken, and it was like the announcer.
fair enough. Maybe it's just like it could be a case where it's just like voice grunts and that, or
Maybe.
like just like yeah, okay, oh no, just stuff like that. Whenever like random stuff happens in the story, or just or text boxes or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, though. Honestly, yeah, because outside of like Pokken tournament, most of the spin-offs in that have kind of been more or less like on the mobile side, or like start off on mobile and get ported to Switch after. Because there's like Pokemon, obviously like there's trading card game, there's Pokemon Unite and Pokemon Go. Those are like the main ones, and like I guess Pokemon Sleep as well if you count that.
Mystery Dungeon as well.
Yeah, that's like, to be fair, that was a remake as well. But yeah, that's like
Yeah.
kind of the one-off there, and yeah, and Pokemon Snap as well actually. So there's like two there, but they're like a lot less frequent than they were like during the 2000s.
Yeah.
Probably guess by virtue of they came out on consoles that have now been replaced by smartphones and smart devices and that. But honestly, yeah, like I'd love to see like honestly, I think people are kind of really hoping for like a remake of I think like Explorers of Time and Darkness
Yeah, I would love to have that.
because because they're like they're like the fan favorite of the Mystery Dungeon games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like and yeah, like I think I remember the story for I remember them as well. I'd like to see that. Never been like a massive Mystery
There,
Dungeon fan.
like,
But
I think I remember the most
I'd be a fan of it.
most noteworthy thing was like there was a coughing and a Seviper that were absolutely like the fucking villains, and they were trying to like prevent you from like going on this big like hunt.
I think that was like the first thing that happens in the story. To be fair,
It
the story
takes
in, like,
it
no,
takes
story-
a it takes a good chunk of the story actually. Like I got pretty damn far.
fair enough.
Last time I played, I got pretty damn far in the game, like to the point where
Are you sure?
my Riolu was actually learning like moves like Aura Palm.
Are you sure you're not thinking of like the first like Red Rescue team in that? Because I think there was like a Coughing and Gengar kind of sidekicks in that as well.
I don't know. I
Because,
do
like,
I do remember there was a Gengar. I it might have.
Yeah, because like no, Explorers of Time and Darkness' story goes a lot of places. Like, do you know like the plot for those is like kind of weird, kind of like unhinged in the best way possible, like in kind of like that Sonic Adventure way or like Sonic 06 way, just kind of delightfully unhinged, but it all kind of works as
Yeah.
well just because of how it works in the story.
Yeah.
Plus, honestly, I think how many people would be happy to hear like a remaster of like Dialga's fight to the finish, like the final boss theme.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people. That's who'd be happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Also, me. I am a lot of people. But yeah, though.
Some people would be interested into it, and some people would also be Scottish.
And me. I am part of some people. We are Legion, so give us the game, you cowards. I will buy it.
Give some people the game. Give some people, and some people won't have to fucking pull the trigger.
For the love of God, if you just either that or a Pokemon Ranger game again, I will buy it. Just please let me give you my money, please.
Just give me the damn monies.
Yeah. But yeah, did you ever play like Pokemon Ranger actually when that was out?
Once.
Once. Do you remember which one it was?
Oh god, that was so long ago. I think it was around the time when they made the anime focus on it.
So that could have been any of them, really. Okay, fair enough then.
You have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down.
Well, I mean, I guess to be fair, like, two of them play pretty damn similarly as well, so, you could have been playing one or the other and just been thinking it's one or the other. Honestly, I kind of have like a weird story from like the first game of it, because I kind of mentioned that like I played some of the spin-offs first from like the Gen 3 era when those were like my first Pokemon games. And it was like Blue Rescue Team and the first Pokemon Ranger were like the main ones.
Mhm.
And I got that copy of it like basically it was like a brand new one.
Yeah.
First off, for some reason it was an American copy, not a European one. So like it's got the skinnier black boxes that DS games have in America.
Mhm.
So didn't realize that until like years later. But one other thing with it is that they had like special bonus missions you could do after beating the game. And one of them was that if you beat the game and then basically did that mission, it basically gives you an egg that let you hatch and transfer a mana fate into like one of the Gen 4 games. And I didn't realize that mine was still like an active one on there until like years afterwards. So yeah, went through, beat it, transferred it through. So by complete fucking happenstance, I got a mythical on that one because basically, because like the other thing with it is that once you redeem it on that side, that's it gone. You can't get any more. So basically, I got a mythical Pokemon on that side by complete fucking luck.
Oh.
Just because I happened to own the game from when it came out, I didn't realize what it had until like a decade later.
Okay.
I don't know, just kind of funny, and it's kind of fun. It sounds funny to me. If you don't think it's funny, then
I get it.
be
I
funny.
ain't laughing,
Be more
but
funny.
I
Be
get
more
it.
funny. If you
I
don't
ain't
think it's
laughing, but
funny,
I
then
get
be
it.
more funny. Okay, Mr. Funny Man, what's your funny Pokemon story?
I got one. So I had recently gotten into Pokemon Infinite Fusion, which is the fan-made game. And
Yeah, I've heard of it.
yeah, and they have it's really cool because they have like a randomizer option where it's just like you can encounter like fusions of different kinds. Like I will counter like a fucking Blaziken mixed with a Dialga. Like it's fucking sick. And like I had this one moment where it's just like I wasn't really paying attention to what I set, and then I just set like every like reward Pokemon be randomized. And then they had this one moment in the game where it's a full-on call-out to, like, Legend of Zelda, where it's just like, it's dangerous to go low and take this. In-game, it's supposed to be the only, like, Bisharp you can get in the game, or, not the... Honedge, sorry.
Honedge, yeah.
Yeah, Honedge. It's the only Honedge you can get in the game, and I got fucking Bidoof instead. And then I was like, wait, how do I get it? It's like, oh, you can't. There's only one. It's like, oh, fuck, I guess I gotta start all over again, don't I?
To be fair, now I do have the wonderful image in my head now of Bidoof holding like Honedge in its mouth, like it's fucking Seth from Dark Souls. Bidoof just basically like, wielding it like a fucking sword in its mouth.
Play the fucking Elden Ring theme.
Yeah, like that's the one, like the really sad one.
Oh, I was thinking the
That's just a Halo theme, mate. Though. Yeah, though. I'm trying to think, guys. I think of something else. I was thinking of something there for a second, but I don't know. I guess like the main question. I know you don't play them. I know you've played them just sporadically, but your favorite Pokemon game, if you had to name one.
X.
Do it.
X and Y.
X. Oh, all right. Fair enough then. I guess like any particular. Fair enough. Just don't hear that one too much then. I don't know. Just any particular reason, or is it just because the games you like them the best?
I mean, even if it wasn't, I mean, like, even if I didn't have one, I mean, ultimately, yeah, I would just say I like it the most. But I mean, if you want a reason, I mean, like, I have most like fond memories with my brother and my friends and all that with X and Y, and also like there was just like that. There was also that event with they were giving out like myths and legendaries once per month.
Oh yeah, like yeah, I think it was like for the anniversary or like the 20th
Yeah,
anniversary.
which they haven't done since, and that pisses me off.
I know, yeah. I guess like maybe for the 30th anniversary they might do something, but no, that's fair enough then. Honestly, you could have just said like it's my favorite because it's the one I like the most, and
Yeah.
fair enough.
Oh, that reminds me. I completely forgot about that. Apparently, I'm under controversy now because of that. Because I made like a minute-long video talking about, it's perfectly fine to just like yourself and not clam up in. And it's just like, if you want to be like a striving content creator, you should know to explain yourself. And it's just like, you are missing the fucking point, dude. You are missing the fucking point.
You're the exact type of person I'm talking about in that video.
You are the...
Fair enough, like, yeah, like... No, like, honestly though, I did see that one, and just want to say, as granted, I think if I was acting like that, you would have told me told me to fuck off, basically. But, hope I've never, like, came across as that, like, at any point, mate.
No, it's just, like, the thing is, it's just like, if I say, like, I mean, what's your favorite show, for example?
If I had to pick one off the top of my head, well, I can't think of one, but let's just say Doctor Who for the sake of argument.
Okay. I don't like Doctor Who. Just don't like it.
Okay.
There you go. You already, like, you have no idea how many times I have been in those conversations where it's just like, all right, I think this show is boring. It's just like, what do you mean by that, huh? What do you mean by that? What do you mean? How do you think it's boring? Explain yourself. What do you mean? You can't think it's boring. And then I give, like, a fucking essay-long reason. It's just like, that's not a reason. You just saying, I don't like it. It was just like, bitch, what the fuck do you want from me? I don't like it. You're not gonna change my mind on this shit.
Honestly, if you're kind of acting like that, you're just gonna help them. You're just gonna like help reinforce the point. So at that point, you're just, it's not gonna help you like. If anything, you're just gonna like it less. If somebody's getting a case about it like that.
Yeah, and apparently, like, me just saying, like, yeah, I don't like stuff or I like stuff. It just, in general, I'm not even talking about making content or anything, but someone was just like, yeah, I mean, if you want to be a content creator and whatnot, you need to be able to hold yourself in conversations, and this isn't good look for you as a content creator. It's just like, okay, first off, been doing this shit for 8 years, get off my fucking back on that shit. Don't come to me with that. And second off, at no point ever said I was trying to strive to be a content creator. So don't fucking start with me with that shit.
Yeah, like... I mean, like, honestly, I kind of, I think there's also, obviously, like, there's a difference between, like, doing it accidentally or that, or just, I guess getting paranoid, which is more my issue with it, because...
Yeah.
Well, like, paranoid in the sense of, like, you don't want even if it's something you don't agree with, like, because I would not say to myself that X and Y is my favorite games, but, I don't want to come across that I'm being, like...
Yeah.
I don't know, like, arrange, like, I'm sounding like that, or I don't want to try and don't want to, like, give the impression of that, if I'm not intending it.
Like, honestly, I take it as, like, kind of, honestly, I take it less as being paranoid and more cautious, because people can just take shit the wrong way. And it's just, like...
Yeah, exactly, like, it's really easy to do it, yeah.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's just, like, I mean, you could do that, or if you want to look at the stream, you could also be like this. It's just like someone saying, clearly, you must mean the only people calling you out on the childish behavior of putting up a verbal wall despite wanting to be an opinion channel, which, when the hell did I ever say I wanted to be an opinion channel?
Like, you're talking about stuff on this with, like, different topics, you're talking about your opinion by fucking default. You're not stating, like, goddamn science facts.
Yeah, it's just, like, if anything, the only thing that's, like, really opinionated about my channel is the fact that I have a podcast. Like, mostly, this is just a channel that discusses art. That's it. It's just like...
Damn!
Oh, he's using the big boy words. It's childish to want to stand on a showbox and dissect what you do like, but refuse to elaborate what you don't like. It's childish to actually throw a tantrum, the fact that you're not getting what you want.
Every one of your vids is useless. By your point, who cares why you like stuff?
Hypocritical. At no point have I ever said...
You will learn that.
At no point have I ever said that I was above being a hypocrite. But also, get the fuck out with that shit.
These would be a lot more fun if you read them as, like, either in, like, the really whiny voice that Nostalgia Critic used to do, or, like, doing, like, a Chills impression. Number 15. This is why your opinion is invalid.
Number 15. Can I have a number 15?
I was on Smiling Friends. I believe it, but I was on the television.
The other alternative is like the Charlie voice. You won't believe it, but I was actually one of the best characters in the Hunger Games.
Actually, I wonder for him. I know, like, he kind of said once that he kind of looks like a mixture of things, including The Rock for some reason. He sounds... I think anyone ever told me he sounds exactly like fucking Adam Driver. He does. Like, he's got that exact same cadence.
Honestly, I would love to see, like, just, like, a Star Wars Kylo Ren just dubbed by Moist Critical.
Yeah, like, not like an AI voice or something like that.
No, just legit. Like, they just got Charlie to dub it.
Yeah, like, yeah, get him. I want to see a collab with him, Keanu Reeves, and Adam Driver.
That's
A trifecta of vaguely similar looking white dudes.
you madman! You absolute fool! What have you done?
Don't talk to me or my sons ever again.
Don't talk to me or my sons or my sons' sons'
My
sons or
dad.
my sons' 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 sons or my sons' 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 sons ever again.
Or my son from another from a parallel universe, or my parallel self. Or my grandson from a parallel universe ever again. And in an unrelated note, that's my basic summary of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. uh, but yeah, though, we're talking about Pokemon at some point, weren't we?
Maybe. I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
though, anyway. Oh yeah, you're saying favorite game X and Y, Epic. I like Lysander's theme.
Oh yeah.
My favorite is Black and White. I like it.
I think Black and White has the best story.
Oh yeah, like it's one of the best. It's like I think one of the best ones because I think for most people it's either Black and White, Sun and Moon, or Scarlet and Violet.
Mhm.
I'd probably say like it's probably like the most well told one just in terms of like its narrative. But I don't know, all three of them are pretty damn good.
I would say.
Plus, just
Yeah. Oh no, fish it.
I don't know. It's like sorry, just it kind of feels like up to that point can like the quintessential. Like everything that it kind of built up to that point and kind of improved on with the 2D games, it kind of feels like a culmination because looks fucking great for a DS game,
Mhm.
runs fast as hell, very well balanced. A lot of new Pokemon are great. Just I don't know, like it's probably like just the most solid on that side as well, beyond like any nostalgia talk or whatever.
Honestly, like with all the good stuff I've been hearing about, aside from the obvious, I might consider getting it. Depending on how
Yeah.
well the patches fix stuff.
Which one are you talking about? Scarlet and Violet
Scarlet
or
and
Black
Violet.
and White?
Scarlet and Violet.
All right.
But
Okay,
also
yeah,
like
like,
Black and White. I mean, I might do like I've been considering like doing like Pokemon playthroughs of older games, and I might get Black and White
Yeah,
for that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, even just like an emulator in that,
Yeah,
because at this point, like they're not selling it anymore, and cartridges are like expensive as hell.
yeah.
Yeah, like and honestly, Black and White's like generally one of like the brazier games to get through as well. Like it's not like it doesn't have like a lot of. There's a few like fights that are difficult, but for the most part, it's pretty comfortable.
I think also it's like one of the first games where it's like legitimately went off of more taking akin of like the Pokemon Adventures dynamic, where it feels like a bunch of people setting off on a trip.
Yeah, because you literally leave with like your two rivals at the exact same time. So
Yeah,
and like they're all major and they're major characters in the story as well.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, speaking of which,
yeah,
why can't I seriously am boggled by the fact that we don't have a Pokemon Adventures anime.
fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Honestly, I wonder if it's just because of like even just like a mini series or whatever. Actually, because I know it's like a manga that's been running for like the entire time the series has been going, basically. But I don't know, I think it's maybe just because of like just how much stuff there is to adapt from it as well.
Maybe, but then again, you could like that sounds like because initially I was thinking, oh man, there's like, I guess the they wouldn't really need to do Pokemon Adventures because the anime already covers all many of the games. But at the same time, it's just like the Pokemon Adventures goes into its like its own direction. Like if we're talking about like OG, like dude, the story around like Yellow is so good.
Yeah, like and even then, like yeah, like I've heard a lot of good things about it as well. Just I think it is probably just wanting to avoid any kind of brand confusion because well, even just beyond how they release it, they've already got like a weekly anime that's going down an entirely different story as well. I think it's just a case of I don't know, having reasons to like check out each different media for it, or maybe just not want to avoid causing. I think it's just wanting to avoid causing the confusion more likely though. Just
Maybe
just
I kind of would
kind of stealing your
believe.
skill from yourself.
For me, I kind of would believe like the most likely reason is that it's just because like Pokemon Adventures is a lot more graphic than
That too as well. Yeah, yeah, because like isn't that the one where like the main like one of the most well known things in Arbok gets like fucking bisected at some point.
I think
Like, a lot of
so.
other gruesome stuff.
Yeah.
I think I remember like, and I think at one point in like something that adapts like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, doesn't Zinnia get fucking speared through the gut, basically.
I think so too. Like I mean, I gotta commend it because I gotta commend him because it's just like for as dark as the like a lot of the entries can get, like the Adventures manga actually goes out of its way to like exemplify on that and build up on like just how dark Pokemon can really get.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, because the games themselves obviously have like dark stuff with them as well, either true, but it's always stuff that's like, for the most part, in the background and never just shown out loud. You know, stuff
Yes.
like the whole thing with Luzamine, Getsus, Cyrus's whole backstory as well. You know, Silver from like the Gen 2 games. You know, there's like lots of stuff there, or hell, even like the whole thing with fucking Lavender Town and the Pokemon Tower.
Yeah.
You know, there's like lots of stuff with that. There's like lots of dark stuff throughout the games and that, or stuff that's, you know, disturbing to think about, but you know, it's never like the highlight for it or like the main focus. Kind of like Kirby in a sense, actually. Then, which I know may seem like a bit of a weird thing, but you know,
No, I'm fully aware. Kirby gets pretty fucking dark. I'm fully aware of that.
Like, yeah, like it's basically like in the same vein of simple enough that anyone of all ages can enjoy it, but still stuff you can sink your teeth into if you're into that. Which I think is probably the best way to go about it for, you know, the type of identity that Pokemon has.
Yeah. And
yeah,
like honestly, it's I would say that I think among all of them, it's like Pokemon Adventures. I think is pretty interesting because instead of like what the more modernized anime, what the like more popular anime does, like actually Pokemon Adventures actually gives personalities to the protagonists of the games, and they make them their own people.
Yeah, or at least more, like more of their own people. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of like because it's kind of like it's gonna seem like the closest thing I can compare it to. It's kind of like JoJo in the sense where each arc that's based on a different game has like a different set of protagonists, basically, right? And like kind of has its own different vibe.
Yeah,
am I right in thinking that?
Yeah, and then like to keep it in track with like the OG games, I mean like the Elite Four are more than just like people you meet at the Elite Four. They're actual like Pokemon. They're actual like Pokemon trainers, and they have their own like, and they're actually genuinely like strong.
Yeah, like because they're all plus in like the first manga arc, aren't they all like a part of Team Rocket as well? So they're like tied into like the main villain plot as well.
If I recall, yeah,
like,
I think so.
Are. Except for Bruno, I think Bruno's like, okay, I could be misremembering this, but I think Bruno's like the one who isn't like part of like the main villains on that side.
Yeah, I think
kind of
if I recall, Bruno,
like really.
I think recall.
Sorry.
No, sorry. If I recall, I think Bruno was just kind of doing his own thing for a while.
I mean, fair enough. Like, he just kind of seems like a dude who likes to. He's basically Goku in that sense, or I guess Ryu from like Street Fighter and that. He's just like a dude who keeps to himself and likes training.
Yeah.
He's a man of the streets. But yeah, though, I think like the closest the games kind of do to that is like, in terms of like an evil. Well, obviously like the Elite Four and that. There's some games where they kind of are featured as, you know, characters outside of it.
Yeah.
But I think like in terms of like an evil team, the only I can think of is like the Fire type one in X and Y. I want to say. I think she's a member of Team Flare, but it's like really understated. And after that whole plot's been wrapped up. Like Malva, I think her name is, or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. X and Y kind of. The main thing with X and Y people say is like the fact that it really was one of those games that needed like a third version just to flesh its story out more. Because yeah, it's kind of like Diamond and Pearl, where a lot of its plot feels really underbaked for a lot of people.
Yeah, and it's just like they really just kind of leave the whole thing with Zygarde like hanging. And they don't really answer it until, I believe, either... No, it was Sun and Moon. It was Sun and Moon.
Honestly, never. Well, honestly, like, never in terms of, like, the main plot stuff, because with Sun and Moon, it's literally just, like, a side quest you get, you know, to try and complete it during it.
Yes.
Weirdly enough, I think, like, the Legends game is, like, their belated attempt to try and correct that or, like, do something different with it. Because, like, it's called Legends. Like, the first thing you see is the letter Z there, you know. They have to fucking know. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Still, though, you know, I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it's good as well on that side because, honestly, I think I think this is probably a cold take, but Legends Arceus is probably like the best Pokemon game on the Switch in terms of like the main RPGs.
I mean, you could take out your Pokemon and like the Pokeballs all at once, and then just like. So to me, I'm like, yes, I like that. I like that very much.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough as well. I mean, like in the sense of also, just how much smoother it is with like the actual catching process with it, actual like how it enhances the movement compared to the older games.
I fucking remember. I challenged. I think it was like I challenged like a boss Pokemon like levels leagues ahead of me and could easily like take me down in one shot, and I just threw a Pokeball at it and it just fucking worked.
Yeah, just like a breathe of sigh of relief. Or just fall unconscious.
No, I just literally, when I caught it, I was just like, okay, that should not have worked.
Yeah, that's your catching grabbed on a nest ball moment right there. You've not seen like Chugga Conroy's old Let's Play of like Emerald.
I probably should though. I probably should.
Yeah, because basically, I guess I've kind of spoiled it to be fair, but yeah, like in that one, he kind of catches like basically a Groudon at full health and just like a nest ball by complete fucking accident, and yeah, basically he kind of freaks out about it for like 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mike peeking basically, because it wasn't planned, it was just like pure fucking luck basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also don't know if it's gonna be controversial, but hope he's doing all right considering all the shit that happened with him.
I mean, did he I mean, in comparison to what we've seen with other people, like, did he do anything really bad?
Honestly, no. Like, at least not from. Granted, this is just from what I've seen. I should stress if anyone's listening to this, but from what I've seen, from like what I've read on that side with everything, it's basically like a lot of stuff that was misunderstood on that side, and stuff like was either misunderstood or just wasn't true, basically. So, or just stuff that wasn't being done intentionally, because that's the main thing I've heard there. It was a lot of stuff where it was accusations he was being accused of stuff that he either hadn't done on that side, or stuff that was being kept private. Not like anything major, just stuff with like, his relationship to, I think it's Masae and Ella. And it was a whole bunch of things just getting thrown out there that should have just been kept private. At least that's kind of the vibe I get from it, but more of the story of it is...
Wait, was it
they
that,
didn't do
like...
anything bad intentionally.
Was it that one Twitter thread where someone was, like, saying shit about Chugga Conroy, but it was, like, shit that you, like, should have just been done behind, like, closed doors or whatever?
Yeah, like,
straight up it was...
Because straight up it started with like, I think Lady Emily accused him of having, like, having a foot fetish and, like, trying to get feet picked from her and stuff like that. Just, like, basically, like, when then actual evidence came out of, like, the chat logs and showed that, no, that's not what happened. Then there was his actual statement with it, which, he said he wasn't aware he'd done anything wrong, but it was really apologetic about it. Then more stuff came out about it, and, basically just painted Chugga even more of, like, nothing, he didn't do anything wrong kind of light.
I mean, at this point, it's just like...
I'm fucking tired. It's controversial. I'm fucking tired of, to be frank. I'm just mentioning it.
Yeah, like, legitimately...
Can't really separate from that.
Legitimately, my usual motif is just like, look, if we're not friends, and you're not a part of my life, and you're not hurting anybody, like, I don't fucking care. I don't care.
Yeah.
Look, he just asked for feet pics, if nothing else. And if he didn't, well, then, yeah, it's just slander. There you go.
The closest he did was that he bought someone a pair of shoes and asked, like, if he could see if the shoes looked alright.
Yeah.
It isn't written that way, like... And, like, if you've seen stuff with Emil, he buys, like, he's very fucking generous when it comes to gifts and that. It's just the type of person he is,
Mm-hmm.
He buys people, like, I don't know. Whatever, it's not something that I think it's something we're both fucking tired with.
Yeah, I 100% get it, and yeah, like...
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's
also, like, slightly... Yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing that's in, like, pop media now is that, like, apparently Kendrick Lamar made a diss track on Drake.
Fair enough. The most I've heard something with that as well. I don't know who the fuck those people are, but still.
I'm a fan of Kendrick.
I know who Drake is, to be fair.
I'm a fan of Kendrick's music. Drake, I haven't heard in a long time. The last I heard about him was apparently there's some hearsay allegations that he was like hitting up minors. So I don't know. Again, I don't really know him or anybody. I don't know if that's like fucking true or anything. But if that's what the diss track is about, I guess. But I don't know. I'm completely out of the loop in that regard.
Yeah, like the last controversy I somewhat knew anything about that's happened recently is like people accusing Dr. Eggman's voice actor being a Zionist, apparently.
Okay.
Putting a guess in the profile picture to talk about this, but okay, so kind of give context. So Mike Pollock is Jewish, is the first thing to say.
Okay.
So obviously, nothing wrong with that. Some people might have guessed, but fuck them. But basically, he was just kind of talking about it with some of his friends and that, and one of his friends as well made like a tribute song to basically for everyone who died in like the conflict that's happening, in Gaza between Palestine and Israel. So what he did was basically retweeted it on that side and kind of just basically put out a message saying that I give out my heart's going out to like all of the hostages caught, all the Israeli hostages on that side. Those are kind of stuck in the middle of that conflict.
Yeah.
It was worded in such a way where basically it wasn't worded clearly enough to point out for some people that that he was kind of meaning that in the sense of humanitarian. I want this conflict to end so these people don't fucking die. And then people started pointing it out to a lot of people all at once. He got very kind of overwhelmed with it. Kind of just fell onto his old fallback, which is just trying to play it off the comedy. As you can expect, didn't really make the whole situation better. So it just kind of seemed like he was doubling down on it.
I mean, hey, it worked for Gilbert Gottfried, right? Right?
Well, then he opened up like a Twitter. Then he opened up like a fucking Twitter space where things just. I didn't listen to it, but things just went completely fucking balls out. Just kind of fell apart for like because of technical issues and also just a lot of people coming in just to troll and just shit post with it.
I mean, to be fair, it is Twitter.
Yeah. Then he kind of just stopped for a second, took a step back, realized, okay, what the fuck was I doing? Then he just put out a statement to kind of clear up the air with it as well. So, no, to kind of get the point out here, Mike Pollock is not a Zionist. He is someone who's Jewish. Obviously, Israel kind of means a lot to him just because that's where his religion came from. Oh, the game's over.
So yeah, it was a game about death. Anyway.
Anyway. So yeah, he does, and it was basically saying, look, I understand, look, this war's happening, both sides have killed a lot of people, I just want this fucking conflict to end so people can start rebuilding their lives and there can be peace, so that people can actually live in peace without being afraid of fucking dying. Yeah. Controversial statement regardless, as I'm sure you're aware, but...
He cares about other people and doesn't want them to be hurt? Fuck this dude!
Son of a bitch! But yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking as well, because, quite frankly, I was looking at Twitter the entire time what the fuck is happening here? Because people, legit thought his account had been hacked for a while here. Just with, how bizarre the situation got.
Oh my god.
I was just kind of, confused the entire time. I wasn't in a Chuck Conway situation where I was just kind of oh, for fuck's sake, for, the entire time. But, no, I was just kind of, befuddled in that way to see what the hell was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Anyway, yeah. And wars cringe. Make love, not die. That's the moral of the story for this game, right?
Sure. Let's go with that.
Sure. I mean, there's no dialogue. It's open for interpretation. See, what they don't know is that this has been a big, in-depth commentary with this game the entire time. They just need to have a high IQ to understand it.
To be fair, you do need to have a high IQ to understand Rick and Morty.
And also a higher IQ to understand what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, so, I mean, if we want to get onto the topic of the game, I mean, I have beaten this game, 3 times now. Or 4 times now, actually. Twice on, my previous channel. And third time when I made a full playthrough on this channel, and now the 4th time in this. It's just a game about the 5 stages of grief.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of get. I mean, I kind of got an idea of that by the end of it as well. But I mean, to be fair, I've kind of been half been paying attention during this. But yeah, I can say it's a very pretty looking game as well. Like the art style
Oh, yeah.
is very fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like a labor of love as well. You know, Devolver Digital, you kind of get the vibe from their games as well. They're just kind of like that. But yeah, it feels like this game. Yeah, it feels like very work of arty.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it looks like it's very well done as well.
Yeah, it's a very short game too, because like I started this around 2 o'clock and we're done already. So
Well, you kind of gone. Yeah, you've been like 5 hours basically, right?
we've been here for 84 years.
It's been. It's been.
It's been 1 week. I mean, I got finished quicker than I did. I mean, like I could end the stream and restart it and switch over to like I don't know. I mean, what else have I fucking got?
I don't know.
I got Bright Memory Infinite. I got Nights into Dreams. I don't know.
I guess you've got Yakuza, but that's kind of like an in your own time thing basically.
Yeah.
I guess you're going through. I guess are you going through that like maybe a weird question? You going through that subbed or dubbed?
Dubbed.
Good choice. Fair enough. Don't have to why. Don't. There's no real point to it. I was just kind of curious more than anything.
It's fine.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, like honestly, to be fair as well, Seven's probably got one of the best English dubs I've ever heard. So that's you're in for a good time.
Yeah, KG Tang Pro ZD.
Yep, KG Tang Pro ZD. I think like Adachi is Andrew. I think it's Morgado or Mordego. I think it is. It's something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Morgado, and the nurseman is Greg Chun. If you've heard him before.
I believe so. I would have to look up the history, but I probably have.
Also Arakawa. And Arakawa is voiced by George Takei as well.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like no, like it's literally him who does. He voices like the old Arakawa that you see there.
No, he voices the kid version.
Starring Johnny Young Bosch's old Arakawa and George Takei's young.
Oh man,
that would be something. And I think like I'm trying to get the other ones. Sawashiro is Brian Bloom, and Masato, rest in peace for that dude, is Will Yun Lee.
Ah,
So that's
okay.
Wei Shen from Sleeping Dogs,
Okay, yeah, I've played that game.
among other things. Yeah, it's a very good one. He's very well. I'd say he's very good. He has like 4 fucking lines before he dies, but oh well, is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, though. Anyway, I guess is that everything then, or
I guess.
else
I
you
mean,
want
I
to
can
just
I can still stick around, I guess. But I mean, at this point, it's just like it's over. So I don't know.
fair enough, I guess.
Yeah. I guess I'll just
No,
end the
I
stream.
guess-
I guess I'll just end the stream. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, you beat the game. You beat the game.
Yeah, I beat the
Gris
game.
and-
There you go.
Gris Life Death and the stream name Gris Life Death and Pokemon featuring Shaun of the Dead. Yeah. Anyway, though, call me when you're gonna stream Pokemon Black and White or whatever.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Have a good night. Have a good night, though, Sozo.
Yeah, sure. You too.
Right. Bye.
Bye.